all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and WHIR Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Partly sunny skies on this Monday. High today into the low to mid 60s or so. Let me get the exact temperature here. 61 is what we have as the expected high today. Tomorrow, cloudy skies becoming sunny. High of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high of 55. Thursday, sunshine. Major League Baseball opening day Thursday and a high of 61. Right now, it's 6:09 in the morning. It is 41 degrees. Joe Show time. Let's rock and let's roll, folks.
Hey, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville. Alrighty, folks, it's Monday. It's the 24th day of March, and today we celebrate National Chocolate-Covered Raisin Day. When you go to the movies today, skip the popcorn. I bet you didn't know that Nestle Raisinets are almost as popular as popcorn. I would never have guessed that. Plus, they're probably healthier, too. Raisins are chock full of fiber, potassium, iron, calcium, and certainly B vitamins as well. Cover them in creamy dark chocolate. You've got antioxidants and minerals as well. But let's be honest, that's not the reason you eat them. So go grab a box of sun-dried chocolatey goodness and enjoy. Today is National Chocolate-Covered Raisin Day. Then that's the only day we have to celebrate on this Monday, the 24th day of March edition of the Joe Show, National Chocolate Covered Raisins Day. There you go. Eight 238 WHIR 238-9447. We start you off this morning playing the national anthem, as we always do. Brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. And here it is.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network, teaming up every morning to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Our phone number this morning to call in is 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. And we'd love to have you right here on the radio on the Joe Show at 859-238-9447. Birthdays and anniversaries here on the Joe Show on this Monday, Get the day right here. The 24th day of March already, the second to last Monday of the month of March. We end the month next Monday, which is the last Monday, but this is the last, certainly, full week of March, the 24th. 859-238-9447. Let's cue up the music, if I can quit hitting the wrong button on the keyboard here, and get our birthday celebrated on March the 24th. Come on, computer, here we go. Goodness, birthdays look like this. Happy birthday to Adrian Ogle, who celebrates a birthday today. Caleb Lowry celebrates a birthday. So does Bill Dawson, Kirk Clark, and Josh Gray. 5 names we have down on this morning's birthday list. Call them in, get them on the show. Adrian Ogle, Caleb Lowry, Bill Dawson, Kirk Clark, and Josh Gray, the birthdays this morning. 859-238-WHIR. Call them in. Celebrate together with us this morning on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR, Danville News, Talk Sports. There you go. Monday, the 24th day of March, 032425 on your calendar. So glad to have you aboard the Joe Show on this Monday morning, and very happy and thankful that Rick could host last Thursday and Friday. The first, I think, 3 hours of the show is what happened, and then Robert came in that final hour. I was down bad for a couple of days on Thursday and Friday of last week. I was not feeling well at all, and appreciate them hosting the show for me. Feeling a lot better today. Actually began to feel better really like Friday afternoon, evening, and was certainly, by Saturday was all the way back. But, well, I'm not even on the air. That shows you how long I've been out of commission for 2 days. Forgot to flip the board into live. So I did the first 15 minutes of the show without you all hearing it. That's what happens when you take a couple of days off. What I was saying before I didn't even flip the board into live was thank you to Robert and Rick for hosting the show for me the last 2 days. Thursday and Friday of last week, I was down bad, and so I appreciate them hosting for me. Did not feel well at all Thursday. Started to feel a little bit better Friday, and then by Saturday was good to go. But obviously there's no show Saturday and Sunday, so appreciate them hosting for me Thursday and Friday. It is a typical Monday morning show we have lined up for you. If I can get my board flipped into live where you all can actually hear the show. Typical Monday morning show. First guest comes on here this morning at 7:40, County Agents Corner, and this week is, I think we're back at Mercer County week. Again, with being out Thursday, Friday, I don't remember much of last week. So we're going to say it's Mercer County week. I think it's Linda McClanahan who would call in this morning, and that will be at 7:40. Jeff Joel's on here at 7:50 this morning for a checkup and a look at the Chamber of Commerce. That'll be at 7:50. 8 o'clock in the morning hour, 8:10. Ruby Klein-Eaton joins the show. A runner's mom and more. We'll see what's going on with Ruby in the world of running. 5Ks, 10Ks, marathons, things of that nature. That'll be at 8:10. In the 9 o'clock in the morning hour this morning, 9:35. Ben Garant joins us for a Gathering Place Senior Activity Center and Adult Day Healthcare Center. That'll be this morning at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. We would love to have you on. Our phone number this morning to call in is 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Glad to be back with you and hosting the Joe Show again on this Monday. And guess what? The Cats are on to the Sweet 16. The Cats on to the Sweet 16. I just said that. When will they play? We'll tell you that schedule. And Kyle Larson wins at NASCAR. Those are the headlines on this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis guiding you through these Monday morning sports. Starting off in college basketball yesterday, where Kobe Brea helped Kentucky beat Illinois on their way to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2019. Kentucky is joining its former coach in that round as well. The Wildcats believe that they have their new coach to thank for it. Kobe Kobe Bryant matched a career high with 23 points. And Kentucky beat the Illini 84-75 to advance beyond the NCAA tournament's opening weekend. Kentucky, the number 3 seed in the Midwest region, faces number 2 seed in Southeastern Conference rival Tennessee on Friday in Indianapolis. The Wildcats have already beaten the Volunteers twice this season. We told you Kentucky will play Friday at 7:39 against Tennessee. There'll be 4 games Thursday and 4 games Friday to see who advances to the Elite Eight. On Thursday at 7:09, Alabama versus BYU. And at 7:39, Florida versus Maryland. At 9:39 Thursday, Duke and Arizona. And at 10:09, Texas Tech versus Coach Calipari in Arkansas. On Friday, it's Michigan State versus Ole Miss at 7:09. We mentioned Tennessee versus Kentucky at 7:39. Auburn versus Michigan at 9:39 Friday. And Houston versus Purdue at 10:09. In NASCAR news, Kyle Larson overcame plenty on Sunday to win for the 30th time in his distinguished NASCAR Cup Series career. Larson passed Hendrick Motorsports teammate Alex Bowman with 7 laps to go, capturing the Straight Talk Wireless 400 at Homestead Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida, where he's starting 4th with 55 laps to go. The race's final caution period, Bowman worked his way by Larson and Denny Hamlin and eventually put his number 48 Chevy around Bubba Wallace's number 23 Toyota with 33 laps left. But with Larson charging hard in his number 5 Chevy, Bowman banged the wall hard in turn 4, allowing Larson to move by and motor away by 1.205 seconds for his 30th career win and Chevrolet's 3rd in 5 Homestead races. And in college basketball, one era of Texas basketball came to an end on Sunday, and another appears to be started. In the few hours after the Longhorns fired Rodney Terry, Texas is moving toward hiring Xavier basketball coach Sean Miller. Terry led the Longhorns to a 62-38 overall record and 3 NCAA tournament appearances during his tenure, including an Elite Eight in 2023. Miller has some familiarity with the Longhorns program, having just coached against Texas in the first 4 of the tournament on Wednesday. Xavier won the game 86-80. He was also a rumored candidate for the Longhorns' vacant head coaching spot 2 years ago, before Texas ultimately decided to hire Terry as the full-time coach, removing the interim tag on his position. Those are the headlines of this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Few things are more important for safe driving than good eyesight. That's why starting January 1st, 2025, a new Kentucky law requires vision screening for anyone renewing a driver's license. Simply bring your completed vision form from your vision specialist to any driver licensing regional office, or get free vision screening at the time of renewal. For more details, go to drive.ky.gov.
A message from Team Kentucky and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Dunn's Barbecue, offering chicken wings. You asked for them, we got them. Barbecue, buffalo, Creole Parmesan, breaded or naked, as well as our famous pulled pork barbecue, brisket, grilled chicken, ribs, homemade sides, located in Harrisburg at 726 K Run. So call 734-3675 for your free delivery to Danville, Harrisburg, or Bergen. Dunn's Barbecue is open Tuesday through Saturday, located on Cane Run in Harrisburg, and for free delivery, takeout, and dine-in.
This Joe Show Weather Report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, and I appreciate that, old buddy. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open in Danville. All right, mostly cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing. A high today, 61. A low tonight, 42. Pretty strong wind gusts at times today as well. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming mostly sunny. High of 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. Thursday, sunny and 61. Right now, it's 6:24 in the morning. It is 41 degrees on this Monday, the 24th day of March, the last full week of this month of March. And then we'll end the month a week from today on March the 31st, our final Monday of the month will be 1 week from today. 859-238 WHIR to call in this morning. Glad to be back with you after a couple of days kind of just laying around, especially Thursday. I didn't get out of bed Thursday until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I felt like I could hardly walk. But glad to be back with you here this morning. And let's take a look at birthdays on this Monday, the 24th day of March. Our birthday list looks like this. Happy 48th birthday today to Jessica Chastain. Never heard of that woman in my life. But she's an actress, apparently. Been in the movies The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, A Most Violent Year, Interstellar, Miss Sloane, Ava, Molly's Game, The Help, Jurassic World, The Martian, and Miss Sloane. I think I said that twice. As well as Zero Dark 30. Jessica Chastain, 48 years old today. She's been in a million movies, and I never heard of her one time.
Bin Laden is the one who keeps telling them to attack the homeland. If it wasn't for him, Al-Qaeda would still be focused on overseas targets. If you really want to protect the homeland, you need to get Bin Laden.
Jessica Chastain, 48 years old today. Other birthdays on this March the 24th include late magician Harry Houdini, a university student, and a boxer named J. Gordon Whitehead tested Houdini's immortality claim by striking him in the gut several times, which ruptured his appendix and eventually killed him. Houdini went on stage with a temperature of 104 the night before he passed away. While he didn't faint during the performance, he was revived and then finished the show. The next day, October 31st, his last words before dying were reportedly, "I'm tired of fighting." Harry Houdini, born on this date, 1874, and the late bank robber Clyde Barrow, a robber and murderer who went on a spree with his girlfriend Bonnie Parker. Bonnie and Clyde, there you go. Clyde Barrow, born on this date in 1909. An NFL star, one of the all-time greats, Peyton Manning, turns 49 years old today. Played 18 seasons in the National Football League, primarily with the Indianapolis Colts. Considered to be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He spent 14 years with the Colts and was a member of the Denver Broncos as well. His last 4 seasons, won a Super Bowl in Indianapolis and won one in Denver as well. Celebrity birthdays on this Monday, the 24th day of March. There you go.
In country music.
Well, thank you there, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1966, where Buck Owens went to number 1 on the country charts with his song, "Waitin' in Your Welfare Line." It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1985, where Ray Charles and Willie Nelson went number 1 on the country charts with their song, "Seven Spanish Angels." And it was on this date in 1996, originally a 1973 hit for an artist named B.W. Stevenson. It was a duo named Brooks and Dunn that covered a song called "My Maria," which ended up becoming a massive hit for Brooks and Dunn on this date, 1996. And that's what's gone on this date, March the 24th, in country music history. Starting off on this date, the 24th day of March in 1966. What about you, Buck Owens? Take it away.
I got the hungries for your love, and I'm waiting in your welfare.
I got the hungries for your love, and I'm waiting in your welfare line. Buck Owens, to this date, 1966. It was his 10th number 1 overall. Spent 7 weeks at number 1 and a total of 18 weeks in the country charts. Buck Owens, "Waiting in Your Welfare Line."
But I'm gonna be the richest guy around the day you say you're mine. I got the your love, and I'm waiting in your welfare line.
There it is. It was on this day, country music history, 1985, where Ray Charles and Willie Nelson went number one on the U.S. country charts. Team it up for this song.
They could hear the riders coming. He said, this is my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive.
Song written by Troy Seals and Eddie Setzer. Seven Spanish Angels would be the most successful of Ray Charles's 8 total hits on the country charts. On this date, 1985, Ray Charles and Willie Nelson went number one with Seven Spanish Angels.
When the bells stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And seven Spanish angels.
And it was on this day, country music history, 1996. Better get on this train quickly because we are jetting towards 6:30 in the morning. There you go. Briggs and Dunn, My Maria, went number one for the 10th time in their career with My Maria, the number one country song of 1996. According to Billboard magazine, the track won the duo its second Grammy Award for Best Country Performance by a Group or Duo. On this date, 1996. And that's what's gone on this date, March the 24th in country music history.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Plenty of townhomes around Kentucky Saturday. First in Lexington, held by the group Gathering for Democracy. They invited Congressman Andy Barr to talk about widespread federal layoffs, possible cuts to Medicaid, and more.
It impacts my life in every way possible. Housing, health care, food, life. I'm fighting for my life here.
That's attendee Terry Todzonia talking to WKYT. More than 800 people came to the Kentucky Theater for the event, although Congressman Barr did not. In a post on Facebook, the congressman said, quote, "No amount of manufactured outrage by paid activists will stop the mandate for total overhaul of D.C., end quote. Congressman Barr says he stands with President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. He's hosting a telephone town hall this evening starting at 7:30. Meantime, Trump signed an executive order last week instructing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to dismantle the department. Lieutenant Governor and former educator Jacqueline Coleman says states like Kentucky depend on federal support for schools.
The United States of America would rather dismantle the U.S. Department of Education than invest in the kids and families who need it the most.
In Louisville, a rally with people speaking against possible cuts to Medicaid.
The proposed cuts to Medicaid will be devastating for Kentucky. Half of our kids use Medicaid. 1 in 3 Kentuckians uses Medicaid. And these cuts that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are proposing are going to not only cost billions of dollars to Kentuckians, they're going to take health care away from kids.
Talking to WLKY was Congressman Morgan McGarvey. Majority Republicans in the U.S. House have proposed cutting $880 billion from the budget over the next 10 years to pay for tax cuts. Despite promises by Trump and others, people are concerned those cuts could affect Medicaid. Separately, a last-minute bill passed by Kentucky state lawmakers add mandatory work requirements for Medicare recipients. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
For free information, call 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908. Don't wait. Call now. 800-841-0908. That's 800-841-0908.
Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the third time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends. Head out over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work at their insurance company fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and do paintless tint repair at Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing. A high today 61, a low tonight of 42. Tomorrow, sunshine. A high tomorrow of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 55. Thursday, sunny and 61. Right now, it's 6:37 in the morning. It is 41 degrees. Monday, the 24th day of March, 032425. On your calendar, 859-238-WHIR to call in this morning, 238-9447. What's up with you today, Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views? Take it away, Larry.
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Disqualifying for the Southeastern Conference Gymnastics Championship was no easy task for Kentucky, even though it had been a top 10 team all season because only 8 schools qualified. The SEC has had 8 of the top 14 teams in the nation most of the season, including the top 3 in Oklahoma, Florida, and LSU. Now the Cats have to get ready for the NCAA Regional Championships. The key here is only 2 teams out of each of the 4 regions advance to the national championships next month. However, while only 2 teams advance, top all-around competitors and the top event specialists on each event who are not on the advancing team from each regional will receive an automatic berth to the national championships. And hopefully that will enable Kentucky senior sensation Isabella Magnelli to get back to the national championship if Kentucky cannot perform well enough to get one of the 2 team berths in the regional.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
If you look close enough, you can see the hidden potential within your fields. That's why an agro-liquid nutrition plan starts with the crop and identifies the precise combination of primary nutrients while focusing on the support of secondary and micronutrients. So every nutrient is working in harmony for your crop to reach its full potential, maximizing growth while offering lower use rates. Apply less, expect more? Precisely. Find an AgroLiquid dealer at agroliquid.com.
Isabella Magnelli has been one of the nation's best gymnasts all season. Magnelli has been the only event specialist in the country that ranks in the top 5 on multiple events. Magnelli is known in Kentucky as the Beam Queen because of her consistency and high scores in that event, but she has also developed into an elite vaulter and has over 20 individual wins at Kentucky during her career. But more than anything else, Magnelli has helped lay a strong foundation for future success at UK with her all-around performances.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show at this time at 6:39 in the morning. And hey, a sweet treat-loving British man's last wish was fulfilled. He loved candy bars. This guy in Great Britain, where he was buried in a Snickers-themed coffin. So he lived his life. He died. His last wish was to have, I guess, a candy bar-themed wedding, all of that. Funeral, and was buried in a Snickers candy bar-themed coffin. Well, you can too with Candy Bar Pen Insurance.
I'm worried, Beatrice.
What is it, Ethel?
Well, I'm worried that when my husband dies, he won't be buried in a Snickers-inspired coffin like he wants to be.
That's why you need Candy Bar Pen. Yep, when my Seymour died, the only thing he wanted was to be buried in a coffin that looks like a Milky Way. So they made it happen, and they filled the coffin with caramel and nougat. It was quite a sight.
Candy Bar Pen, huh? I'm gonna call them right now.
You'd better, because with as much candy as your husband eats, he's gonna need a coffin real soon.
Candy Bar Pen Insurance. Call now for your free brochure.
Let's see what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are. I am right there with you. These stories remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go to the same for somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up on the piano. It's Mr. Floyd Kramer for you. A little good news action. Story number 1 coming from Hawaii, where while flying home from her Hawaiian honeymoon, 61-year-old Dr. Jacqueline Lacera suffered a serious medical emergency mid-flight, prompting airline staff to call for medical help. Passenger and physician assistant Emily Haley stepped forward, determined Lacera was experiencing an arrhythmia, administered treatment, and used a defibrillator to stabilize her until the plane landed safely. Lacera is now recovering, grateful for Haley's intervention and advocating for improved in-flight medical equipment as well. Story number 2 coming from Michigan, where Flint, Michigan mailman Rungfit Bodner recently received a Hero Award from the National Association of Letter Carriers for rescuing a girl from a dog attack on her mail route. Bodner used emergency dog spray to help free this child, who was recovered after multiple surgeries and now rushes to hug the mail carrier every time she sees the mail truck. The annual Hero Awards, acts of bravery and public service are recognized by mail carriers across the country. That's what the Hero Awards do. And story number 3 coming from Manhattan, New York City, where last week Manhattan architect Ronette Riley was carjacked, and the thieves took off with her pet Sphinx cat, Eileen. Police later found the car crashed, but the cat was still missing until she was discovered by restaurant owner Emmanuel Ortega, who helped reunite her with Riley through social media. Despite losing her car, Riley was relieved and grateful to have her beloved pet safely returned. The good news, a New York City woman reunites with a beloved cat stolen in a carjacking incident. A hero letter carrier honored for saving a schoolgirl from a dog attack. And a physician assistant saves the life of a doctor on a honeymoon in the middle of a flight. That's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good, folks. It's 6:43 in the morning. We've got a look at sports coming your way next, and Silliness at Sunrise. The best jokes from the Country Comic Spotlight, Rick Dees, and the Planet of the Apps, and the Dad Joke of the Day, as well as a look at UK sports with Tom Leach. What about those Cats yesterday back in the Sweet 16? They'll take on the stinking Tennessee Vols on Friday night.
Woohoo! I filed my taxes.
This is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. Discover that I filed feeling that only your neighborhood tax experts at H&R Block can provide, with guaranteed accuracy and your max refund or your money back. At the Danville office, we offer tax services in office, virtually, by drop-off, or you can call to schedule a pickup. Stop by the office at 216 Brent Avenue in Danville, or give us a call at 859-236-3281. That's 859-236-3281. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
Discover the power of radio. If you run a business, then you should consider radio advertising. Customers don't have the same store loyalty they once had. Shoppers travel more than ever. And then there's the internet. Your business must advertise on a regular basis to give former customers a reason to return and new customers a way to find you. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
The Cats on to the Sweet 16. When will they play? We'll tell you that schedule. And Kyle Larson wins at NASCAR. Those are the headlines on this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis guiding you through these Monday morning sports. Starting off in college basketball yesterday, where Kobe Brea helped Kentucky beat Illinois on their way to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2019. Kentucky is joining its former coach in that round as well. The Wildcats believe that they have their new coach to thank for it. Kobe Brea matched a career high with 23 points. And Kentucky beat the Illini 84-75 to advance beyond the NCAA tournament's opening weekend. Kentucky, the number 3 seed in the Midwest region, faces number 2 seed in Southeastern Conference rival Tennessee on Friday in Indianapolis. The Wildcats have already beaten the Volunteers twice this season. We told you Kentucky will play Friday at 7:39 against Tennessee. There'll be 4 games Thursday and 4 games Friday to see who advances to the Elite Eight. On Thursday at 7:09, Alabama versus BYU. And at 7:39, Florida versus Maryland. At 9:39 Thursday, Duke and Arizona. And at 10:09, Texas Tech versus Coach Calipari in Arkansas. On Friday, it's Michigan State versus Ole Miss at 7:09. We mentioned Tennessee versus Kentucky at 7:39. Auburn versus Michigan at 9:39 Friday. And Houston versus Purdue at 10:09. In NASCAR news, Kyle Larson overcame plenty on Sunday to win for the 30th time in his distinguished NASCAR Cup Series career. Larson passed Hendrick Motorsports teammate Alex Bowman with 7 laps to go, capturing the Straight Talk Wireless 400 at Homestead Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida, restarting 4th with 55 laps to go. The race's final caution period, Bowman worked his way by Larson and Denny Hamlin and eventually put his number 48 Chevy around Bubba Wallace's number 23 Toyota with 33 laps left. But with Larson charging hard in his number 5 Chevy, Bowman banged the wall hard in turn 4, allowing Larson to move by and motor away by 1.205 seconds for his 30th career win and Chevrolet's third in 5 Homestead races. And in college basketball, one era of Texas basketball came to an end on Sunday, and another appears to be started. In the few hours after the Longhorns fired Rodney Terry, Texas is moving toward hiring Xavier basketball coach Sean Miller. Terry led the Longhorns to a 62-38 overall record and 3 NCAA tournament appearances during his tenure, including an Elite 8 in 2023. Miller has some familiarity with the Longhorns program, having just coached against Texas in the first 4 of the tournament on Wednesday. Xavier won the game 86-80. He was also a rumored candidate for the Longhorns' vacant head coaching spot 2 years ago before Texas ultimately decided to hire Terry as the full-time coach, removing the interim tag on his position. Those are the headlines of this Monday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends over at the Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet Store in Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, then clearing this afternoon. A high of 61, low tonight of 42. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming sunny, high of 61. Wednesday, mostly sunny, and a high of 55. Right now, it's 6:50 in the morning. It is 40 degrees on this Monday, the 24th day of March. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's 6th favorite segment on the Joe Show every morning. It is, of course, the dad joke of the day. Here we go.
Dad joke of the day.
The dad joke of the day. What do we got for you today? Well, went to the doctor because they accidentally swallowed some food coloring. Went to the doctor because they accidentally swallowed some food coloring. The doctor says I'm fine, but I feel like I've died a little inside. You swallow food coloring, you'll die a little on the inside. The dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Are you ready to kickstart getting into shape? Yes, you are. You want a professional workout on an app? Well, then you must download Keelo, Keelo. My friend Dan Isaacson, the #1 personal trainer in the world, says he has it. His clients use it. You can do it anywhere. Keelo. It shows you exactly what to do. No more guessing. What workout should I do? It keeps track of everything, your scores, your progress, calories. It is unbelievable what it shows you how to do. And some of these exercises, you'll say, I never knew that. In 3 days, you're saying, I am addicted to Keelo. Keelo, the personal coach, the personal workout app. Everybody's now downloading a 5-star rated Keelo, Keelo. Do it and feel good. It's Rick Dees in this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
Yes, we do. The Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show at this time, leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight, where in the spotlight today we have got Drew Barth. Drew Barth, who talks about being married and living with his wife. He says it's great living with a woman. Drew Barth in the Country Comic Spotlight. Here he is.
I love being married, though. I love living with a woman. It's great. I don't run out of stuff anymore. Especially in the bathroom. And guys who live by themselves know that's a problem sometimes. Sometimes you'll just get in the shower in the morning and be like, oh, there's no soap in here. I'm fresh out of ideas. All right. I'll just turn the water up hotter, I guess, and just scrub really hard with a loofah, you know. My wife will buy multiple bottles of shampoo at a time. It's a brilliant idea. It has never crossed my mind at all. I buy one bottle of shampoo, and then when it gets to the end, unscrew the top, hold it up to the shower. Oh, you people have all done this. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe a little shampoo cocktail for yourself there. All right, this is going to be the same thing. Wow, that goes right in the eyes. Look at that. Maybe if you, like me, you dive into the sink, you bust out the hotel miniatures you've been stealing for the past 15 years. All right, Candlewood Sweets, what do we got today? All right, blueberry. All right. I wouldn't normally use blueberry shampoo, but I don't really have much of an option. And this is moisturizer. Yuck. I'm just going to be shiny all day. All right.
Drew Barth in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps, and the dad joke of the day leads us into taking a look at UK sports. Tom Leach looks at it with us and be talking, I'm sure, about UK men's basketball and the big win yesterday over Illinois, 84-75, a game that was a 9-point win but felt like even more. Like it felt like a double-digit win. It was a good one for the Cats. Sweet 16 bound for the first time in 6 years. I'll see if I can pull up some of Tom Leach's calls, radio calls that you heard on Z105 last night during that game. Here's Tom Leach taking a look at UK sports.
A boost from the bench could be big for the Cats. We'll talk about it coming up on a look at UK sports.
Did you know that in 2024 there were 3.5 million visitors to Lake Barkley? And did you know that approximately 17 million people visit Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area every year? What are you waiting for? Make your plans now to visit Western Kentucky's best lakes, the best outdoor recreation area around, the friendliest people, amazing food, and more. We can't wait to see you. Find out more at GoCatiz.com. That's GoCatiz.com.
Evan Miyakawa is one of the analytics gurus of college basketball. One of the numbers he studies is the productivity of groupings of players for teams. With Jackson Robinson now, he says Kobe Brea has done a great job of picking up the slack. The next step for Kentucky is getting more production out of the bench.
On my website, I rate both your offensive and defensive value, and he has the highest offensive value of any player on the team. So that's big. Defensively, he's obviously like a little bit lacking compared to some of those other starters. But really, after you get past that starting five now, there has been a significant drop in terms of team efficiency and performance once you start getting into lineups with Brandon Garrison and Ainsley Almanor and Trent Noah and Travis Perry. Like all of those guys, there's just a significant drop in production. So what you really want to see is, I think, when that starting five is in, Kentucky's probably can hang with anybody in the country, and we've seen that a lot this season, some of their biggest wins. But the time when opponents can take advantage is when they're having to go to their bench and you're playing, 2 or 3 of your bench guys along with some of your starters. And so you would want to see more consistent, reliable performance once you get into those kinds of scenarios.
Oh, what could have been. At evanmia.com, you can see that Kentucky's original starting five was one of the 10 most productive groups in the country. That's a look at UK sports.
There you go. Taking a look at UK sports with Tom Leach, Mondays and Fridays, not Mondays through Fridays, Mondays and Fridays on WHIR. And again, Kentucky 7:39 tip-off time Friday night versus Tennessee in Indianapolis. I bet that place is going to be packed with blue and orange. Certainly with blue. Not as far of a trip from Lexington to Indianapolis, but not bad either for Tennessee fans. I bet it's going to be packed at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kentucky, Tennessee. It is a 6 o'clock pregame Friday, 7:39 tip-off on Z105. Now, here's the deal with Friday, is that the DCA boys play Wednesday night versus South Oldham. If they win versus South Oldham, very good South Oldham team, got to beat them first, obviously, but if they win, they would also play Friday night around the same time UK would. So that'll be interesting to see what the crowd's like at Rupp Arena, even for the Sweet 16, with the potential, there's going to be games Friday night regardless, but with the potential of Kentucky playing Tennessee in Indianapolis, and then the high school boys state tournament going on at Rupp Arena, what's the crowd going to look like there at Rupp for that potential, what would be quarterfinal matchup there on Friday? We'll have the Wednesday night DCA versus South Oldham game. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off. We'll have that one on 103.9 FM, WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports. And then Friday night, we'll have UK and Tennessee. And if DCA wins Wednesday, we'll have that game as well on WHIR. So a lot to do basketball-wise, a lot to have your mind on. And guess what? Major League Baseball, opening day on Thursday of this week. I'm excited about that as well. So it's a great time to be a sports fan. We're back in 30 seconds to wrap up this 6 o'clock in the morning hour.
It's here. It's new. Filled with the best wide selection of vehicles just for you.
Right at Field Used Car Factory.
7 acres of pre-owned elite inventory makes them the largest deal maker around.
Right at Field Used Car Factory.
So come on down to Nicholsville off US 27 to Vince Drive. Then you've arrived at the new
Right at Field Used Car Factory.
Buy with confidence straight from the factory. Take a virtual tour at
RightAtFieldUsedCarFactory.com.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
7 o'clock in the morning coming up. We'll see what's breaking and trending this morning at 7:10. See what movie ruled the box office at 7:20. At the County Agent's Corner at 7:40. And Jeff Jewell, Danville, Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Director, comes on here this morning at 7:50. It's all coming up over the next hour right here on The Joe Show. It's 7 a.m.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Education Secretary Linda McMahon says federal funding will continue for essential education programs amid a push by the Trump administration to shut down the Department of Education. Tammy Trujillo with more.
McMahon was questioned on the future of the department during an interview with CNN's State of the Union, where she defended President Trump's executive order to initiate the closure of the department.
The outward-facing programs that are going to be affecting students there's not going to be any defunding for those programs.
McMahon said many of the programs the department funds will be transferred to other agencies in an effort to make education funding more efficient. She said this is part of the Trump administration's larger goal of strengthening state control over education.
U.S. and Russian diplomats are meeting in Saudi Arabia today to discuss a potential ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. The U.S. is looking to negotiate a naval ceasefire in the Black Sea before moving on to a more comprehensive agreement. 2 wildfires are burning uncontained in western North Carolina. The fires, each larger than 2,000 acres, doubled in size yesterday in Polk County. This after mandatory evacuation orders were issued on Saturday night for some parts of the county. Kathy Park with more.
Outside Asheville, crews are battling 3 separate fires, with mandatory evacuations issued for some residents.
Right now, the fire is still burning with no containment, and you can still see a whole lot of smoke behind me. But fortunately, rain is in the forecast, so crews hope to get an upper hand and finally get this fire under control.
The Black Cove and Deep Woods fires have already burned more than 5,200 acres. Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump are making their relationship status public. Rumors have been swirling for a while now that the billionaire golf legend and the ex-wife of President Trump's oldest son, Don Jr., had been dating. Woods posted photos of the two together on X over the weekend. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Pope Francis is back at the Vatican after being released from the hospital Sunday. Raf Sanchez says the Pope made a brief public appearance for the first time in more than 5 weeks, waving to a crowd from a balcony at Rome's Gemelli Hospital.
He was discharged from hospital and he was driven back to the Vatican. There was an enormous cheer from the faithful when they saw him. This is the moment that they have been praying for.
The 88-year-old Pope was initially admitted to the hospital with bronchitis, and that turned into double pneumonia. The IRS is reminding taxpayers that choosing the right tax professional is essential to helping them avoid tax-related identity theft and financial harm. Jacqueline Carl with more.
IRS spokesperson Eric Smith recommends finding someone with the right credentials.
Ask them about their experience. What's their training like? Do they have a credential? We have kind of a voluntary certification that tax preparers can get.
Additionally, Smith suggests you also consider what field you work in.
If you are in a particular field that has some special rules, you may want to see if that person has experience in that field.
The best way to find someone right for your particular field?
You may want to ask friends and fellow workers who they use and whether they're happy with their service.
And lastly, Smith suggests going to irs.gov to find lists of tax professionals to help find the one that's right for you.
Young people who consume marijuana are more likely to have a heart attack. A new study found that people under the age of 50 who consume marijuana are more than 6 times more likely to experience a heart attack than non-marijuana users. Michael.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Good morning to you. It's Monday. It's the 24th day of March, a day where we get cloudy skies and up to the low 60s. We do get a clearing by this afternoon. Forecast comes your way. News is coming up next, brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the 3rd time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, I appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Little Sign Shop. New owners and operators. They offer all types of quality signs at affordable prices, many within 24 hours. They are in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them. 859-238-7391. That's the Little Sign Shop. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing this afternoon. A high today, 61. Low tonight of 42. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming mostly sunny. High of 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. Thursday, sunny and 61. Right now, it is 7:11 in the morning. It is 40 degrees in Danville. 859-238-WHIR. Phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the radio on the Joe Show. Yesterday was, we have a fantasy baseball league that me and some friends are in, and yesterday was our draft day, and we'd already scheduled it for March the 23rd. Sunday nights typically work best for a group of guys like in their early 30s, right? Like there's no responsibilities. March the 23rd, 7:30, great timing, and then of course you never know what the schedule for the NCAA tournament's going to look like. And Kentucky ended up playing at about 5:30 when they tipped off. And so by the time we all got together, 4 of us live in Danville. The other 6 in the league live outside of Danville. But the 4 of us that live in Danville get together at Buffalo Wings and Rings and draft together at the same table, hang out and eat and talk and stuff like that. And so we were at Buffalo Wings and Rings last night, and they had the UK game on all 974 TVs they have inside that place. It's the TVs everywhere. But most of us are in wearing UK gear. You know, like we're all UK fans, too, for the most part, cheering. We're just doing our fantasy baseball draft at the same time. But, man, do we look like a bunch of nerds sitting in the corner like we're doing some sort of, like, coding or something like that. Sitting in the corner, typing away on our laptops while UK's playing deep in the second half. What a time to be alive. And had our fantasy baseball draft yesterday. Fun time at Buffalo Wings and Rings. That me and my friends were able to do that yesterday and get out there to Buffalo Wings and Rings. 859-238-WHIR. Phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the radio. Let's see what's breaking and trending. Here are the news headlines on the Joe Show. Let's do it. All right, 3 significant wildfires are currently active in Polk County, North Carolina, leading to mandatory evacuation orders over the weekend. The Black Cove, Deep Woods, and Fishhook fires had collectively blamed over 3,000 acres as of late yesterday. The Black Cove fire had consumed 1,239 acres. But get this, 0% containment. They haven't contained it like 1 iota. While the Deep Woods fire had burned 1,700 plus acres, 0% containment. The Fishhook fire was 50% contained after burning 1,713 acres. On Friday, a mass shooting occurred at Young Park in New Mexico during an unsanctioned car show attended by about 200 people. The shooting stemmed from an altercation between 2 groups with prior disputes, escalating into gunfire that struck bystanders. Investigators recovered approximately 50 to 60 handgun shell casings at the scene. The incident resulted in the deaths of 3 teenagers and injuries to at least 15 others. The 3 victims who were killed were males ages 16, 18, and 19. It's devastating. The injuries range in age from 16 to 36. Authorities have arrested 4 suspects in connection with the shooting, including a 20-year-old, 2 17-year-olds, and a 15-year-old. Each suspect faces 3 open counts of murder with additional charges pending as well. Jessica Aber, the former U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, was found deceased at her Alexandria, Virginia home on Saturday. Local police responded to a call about an unresponsive woman and discovered her at the scene. She was 43 years old. She was appointed by President Joe Biden, unanimously confirmed by the Senate in October of 2021. She led a team of approximately 300 prosecutors and staff across 4 divisions in Alexandria, Richmond, Norfolk, and Newport News. Her tenure as U.S. attorney concluded on January 20th with her resignation when President Trump took office. Second Lady Usha Vance is scheduled to visit Greenland from Thursday through Saturday of this week, accompanied by one of her children and a U.S. delegation, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and Energy Secretary Chris Wright, with plans to visit a U.S. military base there. The itinerary includes visits to historical sites, cultural engagements to learn about Greenland's heritage, and attendance at the National Dog Sled Race. That'd be pretty cool to see. Greenland's Prime Minister Mute Egede, I don't know if I have pronounced that right, but he has criticized the visit, labeling it a provocation and a demonstration of power. Second Lady Usha Vance released a video yesterday announcing her trip to Greenland later this week.
I'm particularly thrilled to visit during your National Dog Sled Race, which our country is proud to support as a sponsor. I've been reading all about it with my children, and I'm amazed by the incredible skill and teamwork that it takes to participate in this race. I'm also coming to celebrate the long history of mutual respect and cooperation between our nations.
And President Donald Trump is selling sponsorships to the annual Easter egg roll. The Trump administration may be given a preview of how future events will be conducted at the White House. This year's Easter egg roll is being produced by a company called Harbinger, which also produces the event during President Trump's first term. The company is offering corporate sponsors a variety of branded and signage opportunities, including naming rights, custom-branded gift baskets, and mentions in press releases and social media posts. The sponsorship costs anywhere between $75,000 and $200,000. Any extra money raised will go to the White House Historical Association. That's what's breaking and trending this morning here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Hey, we have not heard from the Big Daddy yet this morning. Wonder what Steve's saying about Kentucky's first Sweet 16 appearance since 2019. They got the Tennessee Vols in that ugly orange coming up on Friday. Let's see what Steve's got to say about it.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here on the Bypass in Danville, where we make buying a vehicle easy. No fast talk, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks or silly commercials. Just honest deals and a team that takes pride in doing business the right way. For over 75 years, we've built trust by treating our customers like family, offering fair prices and making sure you drive away with confidence. Stop by today and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky men's basketball has made it to the Final 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament after an 84-75 win over Illinois. Next up is the third meeting with Tennessee this Friday in Indianapolis on Z105. UK has defeated UT both times they met this year. Yesterday, the Cats held a 37-32 halftime lead and came out on fire with a 10-0 run that Kentucky finished up by hitting 11 of their first 12 shots in the second half. The Illini fought back, though, getting within 6 and the ball with a minute and a half to go in the game. Kobe Brea led the Wildcats with his career-high tying 23. Brea scored 10 straight points in one second-half stretch. The Kentucky women were not as fortunate Sunday, falling in overtime to fifth-seed Kansas State, 80-79. UK missed 4 shots in the final 20 seconds of OT. K-State's Tamara Poindexter had 24 points on fantastic 8 of 15 three-point shooting plus 6 blocked shots. It's the first time that's ever happened in an NCAA tournament game. Clara Strack at UK with 22. Kentucky finishes the year at 23-8 under Kenny Brooks. The Louisville women bowed out of the NCAA tourney with an 85-70 loss to TCU Sunday. Jeff Walls' Lady Cards in the year at 22-11. TCU's Haley Van Lith, who played 102 games for U of L before entering the transfer portal, had 16 points and 10 assists for the Horned Frogs. U of L was paced by Jada Curry with 41. Danville Christian Academy makes its first ever appearance in the boys' Sweet 16 this week in Rupp Arena. DCA faces 8th Region winner South Oldham Wednesday evening at 6 on Hometown Radio. Pre-game shows start around 5:45. Danville Christian is 29-3, South Oldham 29-5. Elsewhere in the men's NCAA action Sunday, Florida eliminated two-time defending champion UConn 77-75. The Gators are one of 7 SEC teams remaining in the Final 16. It was Alabama 80 and St. Mary's 66, and Ole Miss 91, Iowa State 78 yesterday. Saturday, Tennessee beat Wofford 67-58, Auburn topped Creighton 82-70, and Arkansas upset St. John's 75-66. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Royal, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loans subject to credit approval.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, old buddy. Brought to you by the Big Deals online store, HometownLive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts. Up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. All right, cloudy skies through mid-morning, gradually clearing up for you. High today of 61, a low tonight of 42. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming mostly sunny, a high of 61. On Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high of 55. Right now it's 7:22 in the morning. It is 40 degrees here in Danville. 859-238-WHIR to call in. 238-9447. All this basketball talk has got me hungry for baseball. I mean, like literally hungry, because Major League Baseball has their opening day on Thursday, and there is no way to go over every single brand new menu item that Major League Baseball teams are offering. However, here's a sneak peek at some of the new foods that will be on the menus at Major League Baseball ballparks for 2025. Some of the cool things that they'll be serving there from the concession stands, different, unique things. Dodgers, for example, Dodger fans will get to enjoy what's called the Slugger, which is a 16-inch jalapeno cheddar sausage topped with corn relish, white cheddar cheese sauce, cilantro, and crunchy tortilla strips. Nothing like enjoying a baseball game or like with a good dose of heartburn. A 16-inch cheddar jalapeno sausage. Chase Field is where the Arizona Diamondbacks play. They've got a brand new chicken parm sub and a Serrano dog, a half-pound Nathan's foot-long hot dog topped with ranch, smoked bacon, pico de gallo, mustard, and mayonnaise. That sounds awful. All right, Nationals Park. Now, I'm a big cheesesteak fan, Philly cheesesteak, so this sounds good to me. There's a smoked brisket sandwich. There's cheesesteak nachos. And there's the Nats dog. It does not describe what the Nats dog is, but the Nats dog. Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs, has a brand new Jibarito sandwich, a spin on the iconic Chicago dish, roast beef that uses tostones instead of buns. I don't know how to pronounce half of these foods. Lone Depot Park, which is down in Miami where the Marlins play, they'll have pull-apart steak sliders and a Cubano Gigante, a Cuban sandwich that's 34 inches long, weighs 2.5 pounds with this sandwich. The Seattle Mariners play at T-Mobile Park. They are typically known for like different gourmet foods there in Seattle. They're adding a bunch of new menu items, including Little Dumpsters pork dumplings, ice cream nachos, and hearty turkey legs. And then lastly, Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Fans who go to Baltimore, watch the Orioles play, going to be able to get two new dishes, the Warehouse Burger and the Chessie. And the Chessie is a foot-long Chesapeake sausage topped with creamy crab dip, pickled sweet corn, fried green tomatoes on a soft pretzel bun. Major League Baseball kicks off their season on Thursday with opening day, and your Cincinnati Reds are hosting the San Francisco Giants. Know a couple of people going to that game. Thursday, 4:10 first pitch in the afternoon, Giants and Reds, and was announced last week that CW will be carrying the Reds opening day along with, I think, 8 or 9 other games this year. So you'll be able to watch the Reds opening day game there on Thursday at 4:10 in the afternoon there on the CW. 859-238-WHIR to call in this morning, 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the Joe Show. Let's see what movie rolled the box office. It's Movie Monday for you. It's Disney's Snow White that grabbed the #1 spot at the North American box office this weekend. The live-action remake of the animated classic scored $43 million in its debut weekend. I was on social media late this week, I guess maybe Friday, Saturday, on Twitter, just looking and scrolling, and someone had posted a clip of Snow White. It was the very end, and it was a guy saying, "Look how woke Disney is," and it was a clip of Snow White. And the people were dancing. It was like one of the clips at the end. They were all dancing, and people were commenting on it, saying, "This is ridiculous. I can't believe how woke Disney is." And I watched it. I'm like, what am I looking for here? And I watched it again, And I said to myself, what am I supposed to be looking for? And I watched it again, and after the third time I said, I don't know, what is this? There just looks like people dancing. What am I supposed to be offended about? I don't know what it was. I don't know what was woke about the clip. It was just people dancing. They were excited at the end of the movie, and it upset someone somewhere, and they said, look at how woke Disney is. Snow White, $43 million in its debut weekend. Apparently someone was offended by something in the movie. I don't know what it was. The rest of the box office this weekend took in a bit less in what was a slow weekend back behind Snow White. Spy thriller Black Bag managed to take second place in its second weekend with $4.4 million. Marvel's Captain America Brave New World right behind that. $4.1 million this time around. Rounding out the top five, we've got Robert Pattinson's Mickey 17 in fourth place with $3.9 million. And Jack Quaid's Novocaine, which someone here at the station went and saw that last week, or 2 weeks ago, said it was really good. That's the guy who, he's a superhero. He can't feel pain. So he gets, punched in the face, and he has no idea because he's Novocaine, right? He can't feel it. That was number 5, made $3.8 million in the box office. I think it's in its second or third week of release. But Snow White wins the box office this weekend, $43 million in the weekend box office. That's what movie ruled the box office over the weekend. Hey, President Donald Trump has revoked security clearances for former President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and more. They no longer have security clearance. Basically, that means they can't have unescorted access to secure U.S. government facilities, is what that means. And Trump has actually put out an ad about this and his security clearances.
Hi, folks. It's your favorite president, Donald Trump. Has your security clearance been revoked by me like Joe Biden and all those other losers? Well, I've got the solution. Trump security clearances. Yep, for a small fee, I'll provide security clearance to replace the security clearance I took away from you. Just listen to this satisfied customer, Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yeah, Trump took away my security clearance so I couldn't get into secure government buildings. Then for just $500,000, he gave me a piece of paper that said, yeah, I guess Sleepy Joe can get into the buildings now.
$700,000. For just $1 million, I'm providing security clearance to Sleepy Joe.
That's a little steep.
Fine, we'll compromise. $1 million.
Oh, come on, man.
So what are you waiting for? If I took your security clearance away, pay me to provide security clearance for you. Trump security clearances. Call now for your very expensive brochure.
There you go. Yeah, call now. Your very expensive brochure, says President Trump. 7:30 in the morning, 30 seconds away from bottom hour news. Coming up next on The Joe Show with K&N.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
Celebrating the life of billionaire businessman, Cardinals legend, and philanthropist Junior Bridgman.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I'm not devastated right now up here on this stage, and knowing that, my mentor, my confidant, my idol is never going to be able to return my calls again. It's difficult for me.
Former Portland Trailblazers coach John C. Billups among those who spoke Saturday in Louisville. Bridgman passed away earlier this month at the age of 71.
And on the outside, Tiz-tastic as they come past the 16th with Joel Rosario. It's Tiz-tastic now pulling clear from Chunk of Gold. Instant replay. Tiz-tastic on top of the Louisiana Derby.
Tiz-tastic ran down the field in the stretch to capture the $1 million Louisiana Derby Saturday and qualified for the Kentucky Derby. Tiz-tastic trained by Hall of Famer Steve Osman, who's seeking his first Kentucky Derby victory. At Turfway Park, Final Gambit pulling off the upset in the Jeff Ruby Stakes to earn a spot in the Kentucky Derby starting gate. The Great Colt is trained by Brad Cox.
Here comes Final Gambit to the far outside, rolling home like a good thing. Check out Final Gambit. and Luan Machado. They win the Jeff Ruby Stakes going away.
Two more major prep races are this Saturday, the Florida Derby, the Arkansas Derby. College basketball, round 2 of the NCAA men's tournament. Number 3, Kentucky over number 6, Illinois, 84-75. The Wildcats get number 2, Tennessee in the Sweet 16 this Friday in Indianapolis. It's the first time these two teams matched up in the playoffs. In the women's tournament, number 7, Louisville falling to number 2, TCU in Fort Worth, 85-70. Number 4, Kentucky falling in overtime to number 5, Kansas State, 80-79. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is a place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too. Braids, highlights, and even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our visit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Rams cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall. Lease a new 24 Ram 2500 for only $339 per month for 60 months. $54.71 plus first payment, taxes, and fees. Due at signing, 7,500 lease miles per year. Stock C24580. Save during the Ram Truck Month at Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the third time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
I remember growing up as a kid, no one liked going to town like I did. We always had to stop at Burke's Bakery, me and Dad. The smell of the bread and the home-baked pies put a big hunger in this little boy's eyes. Old-fashioned goodness and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
Hey, it's Olivia with the Boyle County Harm Reduction Program, and we want our community to know that we are here for you. We provide free Narcan, overdose education, HIV and hepatitis C testing, fentanyl and xylazine test strips, syringe exchange, peer support, and referrals to care. Harm reduction meets people with compassion and respect. We support every individual who walks through our doors, empowering them to make informed decisions and take control of their well-being. Our office is a safe space, no judgment, no stigma, just love. Come see us at the Boyle County Health Department.
Truth is more than a concept. It is what makes us different. Truth is where we start and where we finish. It is our curriculum and our extracurricular. It makes us a community, one that leads through serving. If you are looking for academic excellence in a Christ-centered environment, opportunity is closer than you may think. It is easy for you to join our community, Danville Christian Academy, engaging the truth, empowering the future.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, buddy. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They would just love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. All right, cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing. 61 degrees is your high. A low tonight of 42. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming mostly sunny. High of 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. Thursday, sunny and 61. Right now, it is 7:37 in the morning. It is 39 degrees. Monday, the 24th day of March, and a day where we talk with Linda McClanahan. Good morning, Linda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, Linda. Appreciate you being on this morning and giving us the County Agent's Corner. It's a service of Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford. Well, I missed the click. Let me try again.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Linda McClanahan.
The Eastern Tint Caterpillar gained notoriety during the early 2000s when its accidental ingestion by pregnant mares was linked to mare reproductive loss syndrome. From 1999 to 2001, MRLS caused an estimated 3,500 foal losses, including abortions, stillbirths, and neonatal deaths. Central Kentucky alone lost around 30% of its 2001-2002 thoroughbred foal crop, resulting in an estimated state economic impact of $336 million across all horse breeds, making tracking and managing the pest significant for horse owners even to this day. Due to a colder winter and slower accumulation of growing degree days this year, there's a delay in the hatch for Eastern Tint caterpillars. Eastern Tint caterpillars begin to hatch after enough warm days accumulate. We've seen a slower approach to that number this winter, which gives horse owners more time to monitor and prepare. These native insects typically begin hatching when 90 to 100 growing degree days have accumulated. As of the end of March, there's a few representative counties like Barron and Fayette that are approaching or ticking over that threshold, while others, such as Harlan, remain well below that threshold. Horse owners and farm managers should begin vigilance for small caterpillars, as Eastern Tint caterpillar infestations pose a serious risk to pregnant mares. Locally, managers can look for forsythia shrubs that have started to bloom as an indicator of Eastern Tint caterpillar hatch. Eastern Tint caterpillars are commonly observed on wild cherry, apple, and crabapple trees, although they may also infest hawthorn, maple, peach, pear, and plum. True to their name, these caterpillars construct compact silk tents in the forks of branches. The tightly woven nests serve as shelters, helping to protect the growing larvae from predators and harsh environmental conditions. Over the winter, Eastern Tint caterpillars remain dormant as egg masses wrapped around pencil-thin twigs, waiting for the warmer days of early spring to hatch. Once they emerge, the larvae feed on primarily at dawn, dusk, or overnight and can grow to a length of 2 to 2.5 inches. As resources become scarce or when it's time to pupate, these caterpillars often leave their host trees, wandering along fence lines and into pastures in search of new food sources or protected pupation sites. In pregnant mares, the Eastern Tint caterpillar hair cuticles can lodge in the lining of the digestive tract, which create an entry point for bacteria. The resulting infection can harm both the fetus and placenta, posing a significant threat to equine health and foal development. If farm managers notice high numbers of nests, they should relocate pregnant mares from areas near wild cherry trees to reduce the risk of exposure. The greatest danger occurs when mature caterpillars leave the trees to pupate and transform into moths. Horse owners and farm managers can employ several preventative strategies to mitigate risk. First, monitoring wild cherry and other host trees is important, as it requires carefully inspecting them for egg masses and developing tents. Early detection allows for timely intervention before the caterpillars spread. When infestations are discovered, removing affected branches may be necessary. Smaller tents can be wound onto a stick, while larger ones should be pruned. Burning tents with an open flame is not advisable, as this can easily damage the tree. With insecticide use, early intervention with the organic pesticide Bacillus thuringiensis can help target young caterpillars. For taller trees or extensive infestations, professional arborists may recommend trunk injections with labeled products such as Triage, Insecticide B, Abicide B, or Lepitec. Finally, it's essential to stay informed by tracking the local growing degree days and consulting extension resources. By doing so, horse owners and farm managers can anticipate when hatching and peak caterpillar activity will likely occur, thereby reducing potential risk. Eastern tent caterpillar activity can vary annually due to climatic conditions, predators, and disease. However, understanding their life cycle and habitat preferences allows us to address potential risks preemptively. Awareness is our best defense. By tracking the hatching and development of these caterpillars, we can implement targeted interventions to protect our trees and, crucially, our horses. That's today's Farm News. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, a service of the Boyle, Garrett, Lincoln, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
There you go, Linda McClanahan with the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Linda, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday of this week, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Linda, you too. Bye. Linda McClanahan with the County Agent's Corner. And appreciate Linda calling in this morning. Let's give you some random facts right here on the Joe Show. And brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Fact number 1, the first EP to ever reach number 1 on Billboard's 200 was Alice in Chains' EP called Jar of Flies in 1994. There are 7 tracks, and it feels like part of a greatest hits album now because it has Nutshell, No Excuses, and I Stay Away on it. It's been more common in the past 20 years. 15 EPs have hit number 1 since Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies in 1994. Number 2, when Pixar was editing Toy Story 2, someone managed to accidentally delete a huge chunk of that movie. Now, they miraculously found a backup of it thanks to an employee on maternity leave. A woman who was at home taking care of a newborn baby. She had it saved on a computer so she could work on it at home when she was on maternity leave. She was the only one that had that. Luckily, she did, because who knows how the movie would have ended or what differences would have been a story for the history book, so to say. Number 3, the average $1 bill has 3,000 different types of bacteria on it. Number 4, grabbing another player with a face mask was actually legal in the NFL until 1962. It was in 62 the NFL made a face mask a penalty. And then number 5, before Chumbawamba had their giant hit called Tub Thumping in 1997, they were an anarchic and politically charged punk band. And then they had this giant hit in 1997. Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get on again. It's 7:45 in the morning. Jeff Joel, Chamber of Commerce Directors, coming up next.
At Suttles Tree Care, we salute the beauty of the great outdoors. And for those times when the great outdoors isn't so beautiful, you don't have to worry. At Suttles Tree Care, we do it all. We help protect your trees from damage in high winds and storms. Even tree and stump removal, land clearing, brush trimming. Let Suttles Tree Care take a look at your property. If there's a tree that could be a problem, we'll let you know and take care of it before the problem happens. At Suttles Tree Care, you get the best for less. Affordable, expert tree and brush trimming. Cabling to reduce stress damage on your tree from high winds, weight from ice and snow, and heavy foliage. At Suttles Tree Care, we're your neighbors. We live here. We're a licensed, insured, locally owned business. A family that's been taking care of your land for over 30 years. The great outdoors. It's beautiful. At Suttles Tree Care, we can help you keep it that way. Visit SuttlesTreeCare.com and let's take care of your trees and property before there's a problem. Suttles Tree Care. Get the best for less.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky men's basketball has made it to the Final 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament after an 84-75 win over Illinois. Next up is the third meeting with Tennessee this Friday in Indianapolis on Z105. UK has defeated UT both times they met this year. Yesterday, the Cats held a 37-32 halftime lead and came out on fire with a 10-0 run that Kentucky finished up by hitting 11 of their first 12 shots in the second half. The Illini fought back, though, getting within 6 and the ball with a minute and a half to go in the game. Kobe Brea led the Wildcats with his career-high tying 23. Brea scored 10 straight points in one second-half stretch. The Kentucky women were not as fortunate Sunday, falling in overtime to fifth-seed Kansas State, 80-79. UK missed 4 shots in the final 20 seconds of OT. K-State's Tamara Poindexter had 24 points on fantastic 8 of 15 three-point shooting plus 6 block shots. It's the first time that's ever happened in an NCAA tournament game. Clara Strack at UK with 22. Kentucky finishes the year at 23-8 under Kenny Brooks. The Louisville women bowed out of the NCAA tourney with an 85-70 loss to TCU Sunday. Jeff Walls' Lady Cards in the year at 22-11. TCU's Haley Van Lith, who played 102 games for U of L before entering the transfer portal, had 16 points and 10 assists for the Horned Frogs. U of L was paced by Jada Curry with 41. Danville Christian Academy makes its first ever appearance in the boys' Sweet 16 this week in Rupp Arena. DCA faces 8th region winner South Oldham Wednesday evening at 6 on Hometown Radio. Pre-game shows start around 5:45. Danville Christian is 29-3, South Oldham 29-5. Elsewhere in the men's NCAA action Sunday, Florida eliminated two-time defending champion UConn 77-75. The Gators are one of 7 SEC teams remaining in the Final 16. It was Alabama 80 and St. Mary's 66, and Ole Miss 91, Iowa State 78 yesterday. Saturday, Tennessee beat Wofford 67-58, Auburn topped Creighton 82-70, and Arkansas upset St. John's 75-66. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends. Head out over at Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open in Danville. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing. A high today, 61, low of 42. Basically the same thing tomorrow. Cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. Thursday, sunny and 61. Right now, it's 7:50 in the morning, 39 degrees, the 24th day of March. And Jeff Jewell joins us this morning from the Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. And what is a busy week for you all, Jeff, at the Chamber with the job fair coming up, I believe, this Thursday. And I'm sure that's something you're going to want to talk about. Good morning to you, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Yeah, we're gearing up for our big regional spring job fair.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, I think we're at about 50 employees if I recall, from 7 counties. So basically, every county that touches Boyle County will be represented there.
Awesome.
I'm really excited that we're going to have ASL interpreters and Spanish interpreters and people to help you fill out applications and people there to greet you. And, like, if you're there looking for a medical job, come up to me or someone else at the front desk. Let us know while you're there when you sign in, and we'll take you over and introduce you to people at firm or whatever cause is hiring for your job. So it's you get a lot of assistance in the program. It's not you just show up and kind of go like, "Ooh, what do I do?"
Yeah. That's good too to have someone who comes in and they don't. How do you make connections? How do you go about that? To have someone help make connections for them, and that's big for those individuals coming in looking for a job.
Yeah, we all get kind of self-conscious when we walk into a room full of people. It's like, how do I interact with this? Well, we have people there to make that so much easier for you.
Yeah. So that's Thursday. It would not be a regional job fair without a monsoon. So, Jeff, let me tell you, Thursday's forecast, sunshine and a high of 61, not a rain cloud inside.
I'll believe it when I see it. Maybe Harold has finally broken his jinx.
Yeah, when you get there Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, I believe is when it starts, right?
You're correct.
Yeah.
10 to 2.
Get there Thursday at 10. If it's not raining, that's when you'll believe it. So 10 until 2, we'll be there live doing hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cold Pepsi products from 11 o'clock until 2. And again, if you have someone that you know looking for a job, a change in career, a change in pace, I know there are individuals, businesses there, Jeff, that are hiring people part-time, seasonal, can only work certain amount of hours per week. I mean, there's different jobs for different hours for different people.
Yeah, just come to the showroom and we'll help you find what you're looking for job-wise. I think I've mentioned this before when we've talked, but I've been really surprised at how many folks there are that are like on Social Security or whatever, and they're looking for just 12 to 20 hours a week or something to supplement their income. There's a big job section like that, and we've got a lot of employers that are coming to have like job shares and part-time jobs and stuff like that. So you can find the right job there. If you're looking for a job, it's going to be there this Thursday at the showroom.
There you go. Thursday, 10 to 2 at the showroom. That's the biggie, the regional job fair, which is done twice a year. Jeff, anything else to let us know about?
The other biggie is I just want everyone to keep on their calendar opening day / Earth Day at Constitution Square with the Farmers Market. We've got, I think, 45 or so Earth Day vendors, and we're above 70 Farmers Market vendors already approved for this season.
Wow.
So it's going to be a big day, and that's Saturday, April 26th, starting at 9 a.m. at Constitution Square, going until 1 o'clock.
Saturday, April 26th, Constitution Square, Earth Day, and the Farmers Market opening day commingling into one. It is going to be a massive event that day at Constitution Square. What time does it start, Jeff?
Starts at 9 a.m.
9.
We're going to have all of our regular people making food. We're also going to have a new coffee truck that we haven't had there before, and we're going to have Grace Cafe on the go.
There you go. So good food trucks, good local vendors, local food, local people, local booths and organizations. They're set up at the Constitution Square Saturday, April 26th, 9 o'clock in the morning is when that starts. Jeff, if people have any questions, how can they get in touch with you about these events?
Best way is just to drop me an email at jeff@danvilleboylechamber.com.
There you go. Jeff, appreciate the great work you do for us here in this area, and we'll see you Thursday at the job fair, okay?
See you there, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Bye. That's Jeff Jewell Danville, Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Executive Director. Again, Thursday, April 26th. That's the Earth Day. Thursday, March 27th. This Thursday, March 27th, 10 o'clock until 2, the Regional Job Fair. Let's see what's going on out west in Hollywood. Those people so rich and famous, they are disassociated with reality. It's the world of weird. Here we go. Uh-oh. Well, this ain't good regardless, but certainly not good for this guy. Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers is now being accused of sexual misconduct by 2 women. This is not a good story. Last Thursday, a woman on TikTok went on TikTok and accused Joe Gatto of sexually assaulting her back in 2023 when she was 19. Now, she claims the incident occurred after Joe and his wife Bessie had reconciled following a separation. Joe denies this assault claim, but he might not be denying something happened. He said, quote, "I used poor judgment and as a result have violated the trust of people I love most. Working on myself is an ongoing process, and I'm going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies where I need to. A second woman has since come forward claiming she worked for Joe for 2 years, and during that time he would inappropriately grab her, ask her for back massage, and ask her about her private life. And if she rejected his advances or refused to flirt back, he would be rude to her. Joe left Impractical Jokers in 2022 to work on some undisclosed issues in his personal life. That's also when he separated from Bessie. They did get back together, though, in 2023. So we'll see how this one comes about. Hey, don't call Denzel Washington a Hollywood actor, because that's not how he sees himself. Quote, what's the definition of a Hollywood actor? Myself, I'm from Mount Vernon, so I'm a Mount Vernon actor. I don't know what Hollywood means. Denzel considers himself, quote, a stage actor who does film. It's not the other way around. I did stage first. I learned how to act on stage, not on film. Denzel is on Broadway right now doing Othello with Jake Gyllenhaal. The play recently broke a Broadway record for single-week box office gross. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal in the same movie. And then story number 3, Elton John has some advice for up-and-coming musicians, and it emphasizes reality over reality TV. In other words, avoid those talent competitions like American Idol and just start gigging. Obviously, when Elton John was coming up, that's how musicians made it. And he still thinks it's the key. Quote, that experience stood me in great stead for when I became Elton John because I had a backbone. And backbone is so important. Because the worst thing that can happen to you in the industry are things like X Factor and instant fame on television where you have no experience playing live. You get put on stage, you go, and you can't do it. That's the worst thing. American Idol, just the worst. Take risks. Go and play in a pub. Elton John's advice to up-and-coming musicians, skip American Idol. Joe Cano from Impractical Jokers has been accused of sexual assault by one woman, harassment by another. And Denzel Washington says, no, I'm not a Hollywood actor. That's what's going on out west in Hollywood. The Showbiz segment this morning. All right, Melton's Deli in Danville. Let's go grab ourselves a sandwich for lunch. Later on this afternoon, we'll go with the Country Jack Club. It's number 2 on the Melton's Deli menu, 247 East Main, 995 Ben Ali Drive for the Country Jack Club. Penn's finest baked country ham, smoked turkey, mild cheddar, spicy pepper jack, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise on your choice of white, wheat, or rye bread. $8.99 for the Melton's Deli sandwich of the day, the Country Jack Club. It's 7:58 in the morning. How about a little Elton John for you, leading us to our top hour news. We are a minute away from top hour news on The Joe Show at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide.
The ultimate in dining pleasures at the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. Since 1995, the Bread of Life Cafe's been serving up good old Southern cooking featuring 3 mouth-watering loaded buffets, an extensive menu, and plenty of family atmosphere. Meet your friends for the Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30. All you care to eat, just $8.99. Thursday night's a senior night. Save 20% for seniors 55 and older. Friday night after 4, cast your line and catch the all you care to eat awesome fried catfish buffet with all the trimmings, $12.99. Delight your taste at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on 127.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the U.S. Supreme Court will get involved in the ongoing court battle over the Trump administration's deportation flights. Mark Mayfield with more.
Bondi told Fox News Sunday Morning Futures the federal judge who ordered deportation flights stopped is overstepping his authority.
Oh, the Supreme Court will get involved. This is an out-of-control judge.
Bondi accused the judge of trying to set U.S. foreign policy and vowed that the Trump administration would continue to fight the judge's order in court. The battle stems from the Trump administration's decision to deport illegal immigrants it claims are gang members, even after a ruling by U.S. District Judge James Boasberg blocking the deportations.
U.S. and Russian diplomats are meeting in Saudi Arabia today to discuss a potential ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. The U.S. is looking to negotiate a naval ceasefire in the Black Sea before moving on to a more comprehensive agreement. Police say there are no injuries, but a man will be charged with assault after allegedly driving an SUV into a crowd of protesters outside of a Tesla showroom in Florida. It happened Saturday in Palm Beach County, home to President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. More than 100 protesters were demonstrating against the electric car company helmed by Elon Musk. More protests are expected today in New York City after Columbia University decided to shift its policies to avoid losing federal funding. Jennifer Polsoni with more.
Some Columbia University faculty members plan to speak out after the school announced it would meet Trump administration demands with plans to hire 36 new campus police officers to deal with protesters, limit locations where demonstrations are allowed, and banning people from wearing masks at protests. The university also promising to expand intellectual diversity and assure fairness in Middle East studies.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Two-time heavyweight boxing champion and gold medal Olympian George Foreman has died. He was 76. Jesse Kirsch reports Foreman took part in two of the best-known boxing matches of all time. The fight of the century against Joe Frazier in 1971 when he won the heavyweight title, and the Rumble in the Jungle in 1974 when he lost that title.
20 years later, Foreman reclaimed his crown at age 45. Making him the oldest boxer to win the heavyweight championship.
In a statement, his family said Foreman died Friday after living a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose. They added that outside of the ring, Foreman was a force for good, a man of discipline, conviction, and a protector of his legacy, fighting tirelessly to preserve his good name for his family. Home ownership can provide a bigger tax refund if you know what to look for. More from Phil Hewlett.
Taking advantage of all that property has to offer has gotten trickier in recent years. One needs to know what to add to that 1040 Schedule A form. Wallet Hub's managing editor John Kiernan says there are several unique tax-saving opportunities if you opt to itemize your deductions.
You can deduct interest on mortgage debt up to $750,000. And if the mortgage was before December 15th, 2017, you can deduct the interest on the balance up to $1 million.
Kiernan says to be sure and compare the itemized deductions to the standard deduction and see which one is bigger. Of course, there are the taxes homeowners have already paid.
They can deduct up to $10,000 for combined property, state, and local taxes. Definitely a big deal in places like California that have very high taxes, but also other places around the country as well.
And Kiernan says there's one deduction people tend to forget.
And people can also do things like deduct home equity loan interest if they use the money for home improvement.
Michael Kastner, NBC.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective. does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the third time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
Would you like to receive a free gift? Refer a friend or family member to Farmers National Bank and receive your free gift. It's simple. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com. And when your friend opens a Farmers National Bank checking account, you receive a free gift. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All righty there, Jack, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood tile and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College. All right, cloudy skies through mid-morning, gradually clearing, 61-42 the high and low. Tomorrow cloudy, becoming sunny, 61. Wednesday sunny and 55. It's 8:10 in the morning right now. It's the 24th day of March. It's 39 degrees. Wind chill feels just a tick above freezing at 33. And we've got a runner's mom and more joining us this morning here on the Joe Show. Good morning, Ruby. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm in recovery mode from being a pacer mom this past weekend, and it was an amazing trip.
Good.
And I had 6 of my runner kids that I was taking care of, and gained one whenever I got there. So we had an amazing time. I was able to do the last. The kids needed help with the last loop, so I put in about a little over 6 miles getting the kids into the finish line, and they all did amazing. A couple of them come in about 6 hours. Now, we're talking about a 50K here, so that's 32 miles almost.
Wow.
Another one come in 7 hours, and then my last few came in just a hair over 8 hours. So they did amazing, in my opinion. So I'm very, very proud of them.
Wow. Well, good stuff. 50K. That's, you said 32 miles?
That ends up being, it's 31.186 something or other.
Wow.
So,
I didn't even know those.
Yeah, right at 32 miles.
I didn't even know those races existed. I figure marathon's the longest if someone would want to go. But let's go another 5 miles past that pace.
Oh, yeah. And, and this is a really very, very well-run race because they do a 50K. Now, these all start on the same day, on Saturday. A 50K, 50-miler, 100K, and then a 100-miler.
Wow. Well, more power to those people. I played a game of basketball Saturday, full-court basketball, and I was worn out. So more power to the people wanting to run 100 miles at a time. They're like the ultra-marathoners or whatever it may be. So
yes,
that's good stuff.
They are all of them. They are ultra-marathoners. And, of course, my girl, locally, all the way home, we're not doing this. Saturday night, we're not doing this again. I'm too sore. I'm tired. I hurt, blah, blah, blah. Coming home yesterday, they were already talking about maybe working up to the 100K. And I was like, oh, my Lord, help me. So, it's not out of the question. I'm sure at some point in time, my local girls will attempt the 100K. So
well, there you go. We'll be rooting for them.
I'll wait and see what happens.
They've got a fan in me on the Joe Show. I'm rooting for them. I'm behind them. What do we got coming up here soon, Ruby? Maybe the month of April or whatever.
This weekend is going to be another long, long day on Saturday at Whitehall. We have quarter horse marathon relay. Or you could do the marathon by yourself, and it's fine. It's a loop of 1.8, I think, or somewhere around there, and you do it until you reach your 26.2. Or, like I said, as a team, you can do it and do a relay portion of it. It's still going to be an amazing day for everyone. I'm looking forward to being there, but again, it's going to be a fairly long day because I know I've got a lot of teams signed up, and I've got a bunch who have signed up to do just a marathon. So I'm looking forward to being with them guys all day. And then coming in April, I'm here for most of all of my races. I've got 3 scheduled on Sundays in April, and I've got all of them scheduled on Saturday. I will be at Derby on the last weekend in April. So those of you who are running Derby, I will be at the finish line on Saturday morning all day. But Friday night on the 25th, come see me because I'm doing the Derby 5K. So there's a lot of things coming up. There's a lot of things I'm involved with. While I was gone last weekend, I had a bunch of emails that I need to look at today to confirm more races coming up this year. So busy season, an epic year for me. I want to say that. I joined the 50-state half marathon club. So I will be doing more training. You're going to see me more on different routes, either in town or out East Lexington Avenue at the park. And I may try to find a road that's pretty safe to run in.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to up my game a little bit and get out, and get active.
Love it. Ruby Klein-Eaton, the runner's mom, and more. Ruby, people have any questions for you? How do they get in touch with you?
You can reach me at 859-583-7852. Find me on all of the social medias. I have discount codes for a lot of stuff coming up. In particular, Urban Bourbon this fall, and Back Your Badge, which I'm a ambassador for both of those. For Flying Pigs, I haven't answered my email yet, but I'm working on getting a discount code for them. And anyone who is just starting in running, racing, walking, whatever, I will get your first race free. You just give me a call, 859-583-7852.
There you go. Ruby Klein-Eaton, the runner's mom, and more. Ruby, appreciate you being on. And we'll talk to you again a week from today. Last day of the month is next Monday, March 31st. We'll talk to you then, okay?
Absolutely. Danville, let's get up, get out, and get active.
There you go. Ruby Klein-Eaton, the runner's mom, and more, giving us updates every Monday right here on The Joe Show. Let's see what's going on. And this morning's sort of sports report, starting off in the NCAA tournament, where if it seemed to you that the first round of March Madness felt predictable and lame, it's because it was. Here are a few of the stats from Thursday's and Friday's action to back that up. The margin of victory, 16.7 points, which is the highest ever for the first round of the NCAA tournament. So the winning team won by an average of 16.7 points. Of the 32 wins, 10 were by 25 points or more, the highest total of any first round ever. For the first time since 2017, no 13, 14, 15, or 16 seeds advanced. And there were no buzzer beaters or shots for the win attempted. However, 3 teams had 3-point shots to tie. All 3 of those teams did miss those. That was not the case, though, in the second round, where we had the first buzzer beater of the tournament last night, where Maryland's Derek Queen hit the game winner to hold off number 12 seed Colorado State 72-71 at the buzzer.
Maryland needs one bucket to keep its season alive. Gillespie from the out of bounds to the freshman Queen, who's driving, floats it. Oh! Maryland on the right side of a buzzer beater with life into the Sweet 16.
Also a close one when BYU beat Wisconsin 91-89 on Saturday night.
That's in probably John Tajay's hands to try to win the game.
It's ISO.
Tajay stops, pops, fades. Great shot by Mac. And BYU's got it on the outlet, and they're going to win it. The Cougars, the 6th seed, going to the Sweet 16.
John Calipari also back in the Sweet 16 for the first time in 6 years when he did it with UK, as Arkansas beat St. John 75-66.
From 0-5 in the SEC to the Sweet 16, Arkansas.
And Rick Pitino was asked at the end of that game, why did you bench your star player, the Big East Player of the Year that lost to Arkansas?
You had RJ on the bench, for a pretty long stretch at the end. Was that just because he just wasn't making them, or was there something more to it?
Played 30 minutes. It's a long time.
So he was tired?
No, played 30 minutes, and I went with other people. You already know the answers, Roger. You're asking leading questions. You already know it. So don't ask leading questions. You already know why he didn't play.
Right here in the middle.
Was there one play with RJ that made you sit him the last 5 minutes?
You know he was 3 for 17. You know he was 0 for 3. So you're answering, I'm not going to knock one of my players.
There you go. In boxing news, boxing legend and grill pitchman George Foreman passed away Friday at the age of 76. Few professional athletes have been able to transcend their sports as impressively as Foreman. He was a 1968 gold medal Olympian, a 2-time heavyweight champion and boxing Hall of Famer, with his most legendary fight being the Rumble in the Jungle against Ali in 1974. He lost that fight, but it remains one of the most famous fights ever. 10 years in retirement, Foreman returned to the ring in 1987, became the oldest man to ever hold the heavyweight championship. That's what's breaking and trending this morning here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR, going on in the world of sports. Speaking of sports, the double Hall of Famer, the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram, brings you a look at sports coming up, and we'll see what's gone on this date in history that's made this day to remember, coming up right after this on The Joe Show.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky men's basketball has made it to the Final 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament after an 84-75 win over Illinois. Next up is the third meeting with Tennessee this Friday in Indianapolis on Z105. UK has defeated UT both times they met this year. Yesterday, the Cats held a 37-32 halftime lead and came out on fire with a 10-0 run that Kentucky finished up by hitting 11 of their first 12 shots in the second half. The Illini fought back, though, getting within 6 and the ball with a minute and a half to go in the game. Kobe Brea led the Wildcats with his career-high tying 23. Brea scored 10 straight points in one second-half stretch. The Kentucky women were not as fortunate Sunday, falling in overtime to 5th seed Kansas State, 80-79. UK missed 4 shots in the final 20 seconds of OT. K-State's Tamara Poindexter had 24 points on fantastic 8 of 15 three-point shooting plus 6 block shots. It's the first time that's ever happened in an NCAA tournament game. Clara Strack at UK with 22. Kentucky finishes the year at 23-8 under Kenny Brooks. The Louisville women bowed out of the NCAA tourney with an 85-70 loss to TCU Sunday. Jeff Walls' Lady Cards in the year at 22-11. TCU's Haley Van Lith, who played 102 games for U of L before entering the transfer portal, had 16 points and 10 assists for the Horned Frogs. U of L was paced by Jada Curry with 41. Danville Christian Academy makes its first ever appearance in the boys' Sweet 16 this week in Rupp Arena. DCA faces 8th region winner South Oldham Wednesday evening at 6 on Hometown Radio. Pre-game shows start around 5:45. Danville Christian is 29-3, South Oldham 29-5. Elsewhere in the men's NCAA action Sunday, Florida eliminated two-time defending champion UConn 77-75. The Gators are one of 7 SEC teams remaining in the Final 16. It was Alabama 80 and St. Mary's 66, and Ole Miss 91, Iowa State 78 yesterday. Saturday, Tennessee beat Wofford 67-58, Auburn topped Creighton 82-70, and Arkansas upset St. John's 75-66. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Okay, this might be a little cliche, but we now interrupt regular programming for a subject near and dear to my heart, me, your radio. Hey, if you run a business, you know it's a challenge, and getting new customers is really tough. To grow your business, may I suggest me, your radio. Radio is everywhere, which means you can reach potential customers in the car, at work, at home, and at play. No other media can say that. Radio reaches more consumers within 2 hours of their largest purchase of the day than any other media. You say you'd like to use radio advertising, but you don't know where to start, or it's all overwhelming? I'm your radio. You can trust me, right? Call us today and find out how radio delivers results. We now return you to your regular programming. That is like my favorite thing in the world to say.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see Aunt Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, towel, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, clearing gradually. 61 and 42, the high and low. Tomorrow, cloudy, becoming mostly sunny. High of 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. It's 8:25 in the morning right now. 39 degrees, Monday, the 24th day of March. 859-238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. And so glad to have you right here on the Joe Show on this Monday morning, March the 24th, as we see what's gone on this date in history that's made this date a date to remember. Starting off on this date, 1962, where Marilyn Monroe and President John F. Kennedy stayed at Bing Crosby's Palm Springs home for the weekend. Marilyn Monroe said it was the only time that she and Kennedy did naughty things.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. It was on this date, 1989, the nation's second biggest oil spill happened when the Exxon Valdez rammed a charted reef about 25 miles from Port Valdez, Alaska. The tank leaked $240,000 of the 1.2 million barrels on board. Here's a clip of a reporter talking about that ship running aground on this date, 1989.
It's not only the worst oil spill in U.S. history, it's by far the largest in such a remote, pristine area. The tanker, the Exxon Valdez, had just loaded more than 1 million barrels of Alaskan crude. It was about 25 miles from the Valdez terminal and was apparently trying to dodge ice flows from the nearby Columbia Glacier when it ran aground.
And it was on this day, 2017, President Donald Trump and the Republican Party were forced to pull their attempt to repeal Obamacare after internal opposition.
Let Obamacare fail, it'll be a lot easier. And I think we're probably in that position where we'll just let Obamacare fail.
And that's what's gone on this day, the 24th day of March, that's made this date a date to remember. Hey, happy 94th birthday. William Shatner recently celebrated his 94th birthday. Wow. Still doing his thing, 94 years old, and he's got a new show coming out.
Coming up on Birthday 911, real calls from me, William Shatner, with real birthday-related emergencies.
911, what's your emergency?
Please, I've lost my dentures. You've got to help me.
Not an emergency, sir.
You don't want to miss these real calls made on my 94th birthday.
911, what's your emergency?
Help! I was playing pin the tail on the donkey, and I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Not an emergency.
It's all coming up on Birthday 911.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm confused, and I don't know what day it is.
Oh, come on.
Don't miss it.
There you go. William Shatner, 911. It's 8:28 in the morning. Hey, it's a Burke's Bakery Monday. The fresh donuts are in studio. One of the great reasons you need to come in Monday mornings at 9:10 and advertise your business on the Joe Show on Mondays, because you get Burke's Bakery donuts when you do.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
All right, it's 8:30 in the morning. Our bottom hour news is coming your way next on the Joe Show, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It's 8:30 in the morning. Here's K&N.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Plenty of townhomes around Kentucky Saturday. First in Lexington, held by the group Gathering for Democracy. They invited Congressman Andy Barr to talk about widespread federal layoffs, possible cuts to Medicaid, and more.
It impacts my life in every way possible. Housing, health care, food, life. I'm fighting for my life here.
That's attendee Terry Tazzonia talking to WKYT. More than 800 people came to the Kentucky Theater for the event, although Congressman Barr did not. In a post on Facebook, the congressman said, quote, "No amount of manufactured outrage by paid activists will stop the mandate for total overhaul of D.C., end quote. Congressman Barr says he stands with President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. He's hosting a telephone town hall this evening starting at 7:30. Meantime, Trump signed an executive order last week instructing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to dismantle the department. Lieutenant Governor and former educator Jacqueline Coleman says states like Kentucky depend on federal support for schools.
The United States of America would rather dismantle the U.S. Department of Education than invest in the kids and families who need it the most.
In Louisville, a rally with people speaking against possible cuts to Medicaid.
The proposed cuts to Medicaid will be devastating for Kentucky. Half of our kids use Medicaid. 1 in 3 Kentuckians uses Medicaid. And these cuts that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are proposing are going to not only cost billions of dollars to Kentuckians, they're going to take health care away from kids.
Talking to WOKY was Congressman Morgan McGarvey. Majority Republicans in the U.S. House have proposed cutting $880 billion from the budget over the next 10 years to pay for tax cuts. Despite promises by Trump and others, people are concerned those cuts could affect Medicaid. Separately, a last-minute bill passed by Kentucky state lawmakers add mandatory work requirements for Medicare recipients. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Let me ask you a question. Are you running a small business and need more customers? Hi, this is Don, your small business marketing specialist. So how do you increase traffic by 20%? Well, there are only 2 ways to do it. Either get your current customers to spend 20% more, and that's not going to happen. Or get more new customers to try your business. Well, the latest research is in, and radio is dominating the competition. A new study found that across 10 brands in a number of different categories, radio commercials increase store traffic by over 20%. Categories like automotive and beauty retailers experienced an increase of over 30% in new customers. And if you're hungry, quick service restaurants increased their business by over 20%. That's right, and radio has the best ROI of any media, period. So are you ready to get new customers? Give us a call today and discover how radio can help grow your business.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the 3rd time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Last year's Retro Food City 500 was a huge success. 54 lead changes, a new record. And for 2025, we are back to the sweet spring weather of April. It's racing the way it ought to be at Bristol, baby. And now it's a triple-header weekend with trucks, Xfinity, and Cup races. Better weather and more racing equals more hooting and hollering fun. It's the Food City 500 NASCAR weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, April 11 through 13, 2025.
It's Bristol, baby! Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses, the big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Cloudy skies through mid-morning, gradually clearing. 61 and 42 is the high and low. Tomorrow, you get cloudy skies, a high of 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. Right now, it's 8:37 in the morning. I was just thinking last night, I mentioned this earlier on the show. Last night, me and a couple of friends, me and 3 friends, so 4 total, we're at Buffalo Wings and Rings. We did our fantasy baseball draft last night. And there was a lot going on last night because obviously UK was playing. And our fantasy baseball draft started at 7:30. We looked like a bunch of nerds sitting at a table with our computers. We were typing away and getting our draft board set up and all that. And UK's playing, and it was almost like there was too much going on at one point for my mind because I was like trying to draft my fantasy baseball team, and UK was playing, and I wanted to make sure I was paying attention to both. But anyway, so the game, our draft started at 7:30, and the game ended around 7:35. So it's not like there was much overlap. But when the game ended, everybody in there's basically UK fans. They're excited, right? UK has won. They're going to the Sweet 16. And no one in Buffalo Wings and Rings seemed to care. Like I didn't even realize it either. We were just so excited about UK that like the TVs for like 10 minutes after the game was over, they all had 60 minutes playing on them because that's what came on after the UK game on CBS. So I was just laughing, thinking like, all 74 TVs or whatever were all locked into 60 minutes. The ticking stopwatch. And imagine driving by Buffalo Wings and Rings and looking over just like maybe you're going to stop in and seeing all the TVs on 60 Minutes. What a bunch of weirdos. What are they, tailgating to watch 60 Minutes in there? But we were all so excited UK won. We didn't care what the TVs were on at that point. We were talking to each other about the game and this and that. All the TVs were on 60 Minutes. Finally, somebody realized, hey, can we switch it to another game? Like, yeah, we'll get it done. And they did. So that was funny. 8:39 in the morning. Wedding Planning with Pim is coming your way right now. Take it away, Pimmy.
Hi, I'm Pim Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. It's not just the flower girls who are adorable at a wedding. The ring bearers draw their share of attention in their mini tuxedos. At an outdoor wedding, the cuteness quotient goes up even higher. When dressing young boys for an informal wedding, their wardrobe choices are enormous. What cowpoke wouldn't love walking down the aisle in a mini cowboy outfit, complete with cowboy hat, chaps, and cowboy boots in a Western-themed wedding? How adorable. Looks are important, but comfort's the key. If your little guy is in a starched collar and ill-fitting jacket, he's going to fidget and be cranky. Little boys are active, especially outdoors, so choose clothing with solid construction, secure hems, breathable fabric and linings, and a good fit. If the wedding is formal, put boys in dark suit pants and a white long-sleeve shirt with a button-down collar. Add a necktie to match the men's and scale down the size of the boutonniere. For a great European look, go with navy blue gabardine pants and a white-on-white cotton shirt, or khaki pants and a white button-down shirt. For a beach or boat wedding, khaki or navy shorts with a plain cotton polo shirt or nautical-themed outfit with boat shoes. Add sunglasses to round out your beach party wedding. My love note, when dressing your ring bearer, keep pant hems at a length where the child is less apt to trip.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
The ultimate in dining pleasures at the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. Since 1995, the Bread of Life Cafe's been serving up good old Southern cooking featuring 3 mouth-watering loaded buffets, an extensive menu, and plenty of family atmosphere. Meet your friends for the Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30. All you care to eat, just $8.99. Thursday night's a senior night. Save 20% for seniors 55 and older. Friday night after 4, cast your line and catch the all you care to eat awesome fried catfish buffet with all the trimmings, $12.99. Delight your taste at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on 127.
Mike Gay here. At Essity, we're committed to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place, starting right here in Harrodsburg and Danville. We're hiring machine operators where you'll work with cutting-edge technology to produce essential products like hand towels and tissue paper. Our wages start at $20 per hour with benefits on day one and opportunity for growth. If you're a high school grad ready to make an impact, visit ESSITY.com/careers. That's Essity.com/careers.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
8:43 in the morning, 38 degrees. It is Monday, the 24th day of March. It is Regional Job Fair Week. Biggie coming up on Thursday at the showroom in Danville, where nearly 50 different employers and organizations are going to be on hand looking to hire people like you that may be looking for a change of pace, a new career, new job, things of that nature. And we are so happy to have in studio with us Jill Cutler from the Mercer County Chamber of Commerce and Harold Nally as well from Develop Danville. Harold and Jill, how are you all doing this morning?
Good morning. Pretty good.
Morning. Good. Yes, glad to have you all in. We're excited about this. You all do this twice a year. There's a spring job fair. There's a fall job fair. This one, obviously, the spring job fair. And this thing has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And, Harold, let me start off by saying this. We have Jeff Jewell, the Chamber of Commerce Director here in Danville and Boyle County, on the air every Monday. And Jeff said it wouldn't be a regional job fair without a monsoon of rain. And let me give you, Jeff, the Thursday regional job fair forecast. Sunshine and a high of 61 is what we have Thursday, Harold. So yeah, we got a good one. It's going to be a great event Thursday, and we know even more people are going to be out than ever before for this event, which again gets bigger and bigger. It's almost gotten to the point where you've reached capacity in terms of how do you fit any more people in there, any more employers and organizations. Tell us what we expect to see at the showroom on Thursday for those individuals who are coming out to this.
Well, thank you first, Joe, and I appreciate being on this morning. This has gotten, when I say bigger and better, we could probably facilitate 10 or 15 more employers with the space. Wow. We already have a waiting list of folks that have expressed interest. But what folks will see as far as a good cross-section of employers, as you mentioned, about 50 employers. And that's from government, tourism, healthcare. I always forget.
We've got seasonal employment.
Seasonal,
I'll actually be bringing some extra jobs from Harrodsburg that aren't even going to be at a table.
Okay.
So all those kind of things. So whether you want seasonal, even for a student who might want a summer job.
Yeah.
Manufacturing, state government, the personnel cabinet will be there. The local city government and fiscal court. So good
I'm
cross
looking.
section.
You brought Harold a list of the different organizations, and it goes. There's 47 of them on this page, and on the first page, these are in alphabetical order. On the first page alone, Boyle County, these are jobs. Boyle County, Franklin County, Jessamine County, Lincoln County, and then I turned over a page in Marion County, and those are like the first couple of jobs. I mean, that's 5 different counties. How many different counties are represented with this thing? Do you know?
You've got Mercer, too. You've got...
Okay, Mercer, that'd be 6. Washington? Any from Washington?
We usually have somebody from Washington. We'll have some representatives from the Lebanon and Marion County.
There you go.
What about
Career
Garrett?
Center.
Garrett County?
Garrett County we usually
that would be 7.
Rockcastle?
That would be 8. So, like, when you say regional job fair, this is for, like, there could be someone who lives maybe in South Lincoln County that it's closer for them to drive to Rockcastle than drive to Boyle, or someone who lives in Garrett who maybe lives closer on the Lincoln County side than having to drive to Jessamine, or people who live in Jessamine who are looking for jobs. I mean, this is not just a Danville, Boyle County thing. This is regional when you talk about 8, 9, maybe even 10 different counties represented with jobs here.
Well, we built it that way, and that's the thing as far as those opportunities. What's interesting about Boyle County, when you look at it as far as the number of people that come in, there are 33% more people come in as far as employment than are going out.
Wow.
So this is a hub as far as economically in that. So there's a lot of participation from a lot of other surrounding counties. So.
Is this something I always hear dress for the job you want type thing. So is this something that when people are coming for this event, should they be prepared for like on-site interviews, maybe wearing a nice shirt and some khakis and some nice shoes or whatever it may be, dressing for a job, you're being interviewed on the spot? Does that happen?
I think any time that you come into a job fair, whether it's informal or a formal interview, you are being sized up in the sense of how does this person present themselves? Are they professional? So I always say you're always being interviewed in that regard.
Excellent point. Yeah, that's why a lot of restaurants and things and seasonal work, they want to see you. They want to physically see you. So you're always want to be dressed for that job or dress the best that you have for that time. It's always easier to dress down, right, Joe?
Oh, yes. That's exactly right. Yes, easier to dress down, but you dress up, come expected to be interviewed if you're looking for a job. And again, this could be a new type thing, starts your life in a different direction and something that you won't regret and never look back on, right? You look back on this time and say, wow, I'm glad I came in. This is where my new career started, at the regional job fair.
And you mentioned, too, BCTC, they always have, they donate the laptops for us to use that day. So if anybody wants to fill out an application or anything, it's right there. And thanks to BCTC
awesome.
for they've done that each time we've done this, and hey, here's my application. So
again, this is at the showroom. It's this Thursday. You can show up anytime from 10 until 2. We'll be there with live broadcast hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cold Pepsi products from 11 o'clock until 2 this Thursday at the showroom. Was talking with Jeff Jewell earlier this morning. He had mentioned too, like that you all even help kind of match people up, so to say. That Jeff was like, hey, look, if you walk in, he said, come find me. I'll help if you're looking for a certain individual, certain job. Because people walk in, I think, and there's a little maybe self-consciousness that goes on. You're like, how do I go about? Do I just walk up and say, hey, you should hire me? Like, how do you start that conversation? And Jeff says, you know what? We're here to kind of bridge that gap and help you make connections.
Well, I think, one, Jeff's really good at doing that, too, and recognizing that people, as far as at the registration table there, we're looking, hey, do you need help? That's what we'll have, this list of employers to give. We'll have also a table chart where they're located in that. So we're trying to assist in any way we can.
Look, you mentioned earlier in the interview 2 times a year you do this, right? And so there'll be another one coming up in the fall, but because it's been so successful, you're able to do it twice a year. So my question is, why do you all continue to do it? I mean, it's gotten bigger and bigger every year, so obviously it's successful, so there's major value to it. But why do you think it's important to do this twice a year?
Well, it gives employers that opportunity to get in front of potential candidates, and it's an efficient way for them to do that. So they see the value in doing this. You know, when you're staffing and you have these opportunities to meet potentially a good number of folks, this is a good opportunity for them as well. So,
and that's the message, Joe. There is a job if you want one. That little saying people throw around on social media is absolutely true in Central Kentucky. We couldn't do 2 job fairs a year if there were not jobs to be had, and there are jobs. There really are.
Yes, yeah, and you couldn't do it twice a year if the employers weren't finding success too. So obviously they're finding success finding employees at this thing, right? So like, what type of comments do you hear from employers who are coming and setting up and doing the interviews and hiring people there in the spot?
Well, the first thing is, without even saying a word, they're coming back. They say, I want to be
Can
here.
I come back next time?
Exactly.
Before the event ends, book us for next fall.
And and I get that. And the other thing too, usually about 10 days out, and I've been getting a lot of calls. Hey, I just came across this. Can I get in? Well, we've got one in the fall that's coming in. That's a little later, of course, but put me on the list. I want to be invited. I want to build that partnership.
I don't think every time we've done it, or I've been joined with them, that there's not been a time we have a new 1 or 2 just from contacting me at the chamber saying, how can I get involved? I'm like, Harold's our lead. Here's who you talk to. And he puts them on that list and gets them on there. And listen, we run out of room.
Yeah.
I remember last year I showed up just for a second to bring Rick, said he was doing a broadcast, to bring him some equipment or something like that. And it was packed in there, like in a good way. Not like you're in there, you can't move around, but I mean, you could tell there was a lot of success going on in that room. And so it's this Thursday, begins at 10 o'clock in the morning, goes until 2 at the showroom in Danville. There are going to be ASL interpreters there, Spanish interpreters as well, so like to help bridge the language gap potentially for individuals. Want to make sure that people get connected to a job that could change their lives. And it's this Thursday, 10 until 2 at the showroom in Danville. Harold, do people have any questions? Follow along on Facebook. I'm sure there are answers on Facebook, Facebook posts and things like that. How can they get their questions answered?
Well, one, that's a good avenue to do that, and I check that quite often, especially as we get closer to the event. Questions there, go to Develop Danville as far as the Facebook, and that's probably the best way right now.
Absolutely. And if they're not sure and they're in another county, contact their local chamber. They're going to hook them up with Harold as well.
The Spring 2025 Regional Job Fair. It is coming up Thursday from 10 until 2 at the showroom. If you know someone who is looking for a job, maybe they have a job, they just want a different career, maybe their dreams are elsewhere, or Jill, you'd mentioned, and Jeff mentioned earlier this morning, maybe seniors, individuals who are already retired but are looking for 10, 12, 15 hours a week or whatever. Maybe plenty of jobs available for those individuals as well. So come out Thursday, 10 until 2 at the showroom in Danville. We'll have a live broadcast and cookout as well on Z105 WRNZ FM Thursday morning and afternoon at the showroom in Danville. Harold Nally, Jill Cutler, appreciate you all being on this morning.
Thank you, and we want to do a shout out to LGEKU for being our sponsor.
There you go. So it's brought to you by LG&E and KU.
They are
good stuff. Love it. Good stuff. It's 8:53 in the morning. It is 38 degrees. Jill and Harold, you can see them Thursday at the job fair. The showroom in Danville.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Serving Boyle County seniors.
At A Gathering Place, we promote independence for senior citizens and adults with special needs through social, recreational, nutritional, and wellness programs that enhance quality of life. The activities that we offer are designed to keep seniors active and involved, offer socialization, promote friendship, encourage mental fitness, and positively impact overall health and wellness. To find out more, visit us at agatheringplace.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
At the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort, we are committed to supporting quality providers and programs that benefit Kentuckians. Because of this work, we know there are quality services and supports out there right now. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment and recovery options that are right for you.
This is a message from Teen Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, buddy. Brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask Mark or Chris if auto owners make sense for you. 859-236-6686. Mostly cloudy through mid-morning, starting to see the clearing that was promised us. 61 is a high, 42 is a low. Tomorrow, you get cloudy skies, becoming sunny, high of 61. Wednesday, sunshine and 55. Right now, it's 8:57 in the morning. It is 38 degrees as we see what's going on in the world of food real quickly, where you can just eat it. Here we go. Starting off with Denny's, where Denny's is honoring NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang's humble beginnings as a dishwasher and server by teaming up with the man himself to launch the new NVIDIA Breakfast Bites at participating locations starting on Friday of last week. Inspired by Jensen Huang, the new NVIDIA Breakfast Bites features 4 all-pork sausage links served with 4 fluffy golden buttermilk silver dollar pancakes. Denny's encourages fans to enjoy this dish just like the legendary CEO does by wrapping the sausage links in the pancakes and drizzling them in maple syrup. 520 calories to this thing, a suggested price of $4.93. Hey, Oreo has announced that they're bringing back the Oreo S'moreos just in time for campfire season this summer. By the way, S'moreos got one of the highest rankings in our Oreo Power Rankings of any of them. Actually did get the highest, an 8.2 out of 10. So if you believe the test tasters here in the Joe Show, S'moreos, got to go try them out. You can order a 2-pack of the Oreo S'moreo cookies for a price of $10.58 on the Oreo website. And according to s'mores lovers, the returning cookies nail the flavor of s'mores. Oreo's releasing these new cookies as a follow-up to the fan favorite Post Malone Oreos. So look for more releases of limited-time products through 2025. And hey, McDonald's looks to take the lead in the fast food value game with the introduction of the new $6 Daily Double Meal at select locations. As a part of the deal, you can get a Daily Double Burger along with an order of small world-famous fries, a 6-piece Chicken McNugget, and a choice of drink, all for just $6. The Daily Double features 2 seasoned 100% beef patties and melty American cheese topped with shredded lettuce, tomatoes, slivered onions, and mayonnaise on a perfectly toasted bun. You can find the $6 Daily Double Meal at select McDonald's locations across the country for a limited time. McDonald's offers the $6 Daily Double Meal at select locations. S'moreos are so back. And Denny's launches a new NVIDIA Breakfast Bite Meal. That's what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food where you can just eat it. All right, coming up at the 9 o'clock in the morning hour, we'll see what the Adcaster has in store for us. We've got Gary Fogle and Kentucky Sports Memories, and if we have time, we'll see what's gone on this date in rock and roll pop and R&B music history. Usually do it at 8:50, but didn't have time in this hour, so we'll try to roll it over to the next half hour. On the Joe Show, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports, it's 9 a.m. Top Hour News is next.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the U.S. Supreme Court will get involved in the ongoing court battle over the Trump administration's deportation flights. Mark Mayfield with more.
Bondi told Fox News Sunday Morning Futures the federal judge who ordered deportation flights stopped is overstepping his authority.
Oh, the Supreme Court will get involved. This is an out-of-control judge.
Bondi accused the judge of trying to set U.S. foreign policy and vowed that the Trump administration would continue to fight the judge's order in court. The battle stems from the Trump administration's decision to deport illegal immigrants it claims are gang members, even after a ruling by U.S. District Judge James Boasberg blocking the deportations.
U.S. and Russian diplomats are meeting in Saudi Arabia today to discuss a potential ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. The U.S. is looking to negotiate a naval ceasefire in the Black Sea before moving on to a more comprehensive agreement. Police say there are no injuries, but a man will be charged with assault after allegedly driving an SUV into a crowd of protesters outside of a Tesla showroom in Florida. It happened Saturday in Palm Beach County, home to President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. More than 100 protesters were demonstrating against the electric car company helmed by Elon Musk. More protests are expected today in New York City after Columbia University decided to shift its policies to avoid losing federal funding. Jennifer Polsoni with more.
Some Columbia University faculty members plan to speak out after the school announced it would meet Trump administration demands with plans to hire 36 new campus police officers to deal with protesters, limit locations where demonstrations are allowed, and banning people from wearing masks at protests. The university also promising to expand intellectual diversity and assure fairness in Middle East studies.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Recovery, housing, veteran services, support for women and children, help for life with disabilities. Volunteers of America Mid-States has more than 30 programs to help people in every situation, whenever, whoever, and wherever we serve in Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, and southern Indiana's Clark and Floyd counties. VOA Mid-States is here to help. Call 502-636-0771. or visit voamid.org.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. That's 800-513-1652.
A former U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia has been found dead. More from Rocio Rivera.
Jessica Aber was found dead in her Alexandria, Virginia home over the weekend. Alexandria police say they found her Saturday after responding to a call of an unresponsive woman. Aber had recently resigned from her position as U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia after President Trump won his second term. She had served for the state since 2021 during former President Biden's term in office. During her time, she led a staff of nearly 300 prosecutors, civil litigators, and support personnel. Her cause of death has not been released. Aber was 43. I'm Rocio Rivera.
Comedians took to the stage at the Kennedy Center Sunday night to pay tribute to Conan O'Brien, the winner of this year's Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. More from Tammy Trujillo.
The late-night host and podcaster was given the award by the previous center board, which has since been replaced by supporters of President Trump, who made himself the new chairman, something that wasn't lost on many of the speakers who cracked jokes about the change in leadership. O'Brien himself thanked those who worked at the center for their selfless devotion to the arts. O'Brien spoke of Twain, noting the famous author was suspicious of populism, jingoism, imperialism, the money excess of the Gilded Age, and any expression of mindless American might or self-importance. The ceremony will air on Netflix at a later date. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Today is National Cocktail Day. Free tennis with more.
It's a whole day for you to think about your favorite cocktail, and then after work, order it. Fruity, blended, on the rocks, today's your day. A reminder to be enthusiastic but not crazy with your order. Although bartenders usually can pull together most drinks, it's maybe not the time to test the limits of National Cocktail Day with a drink called the Commonwealth. It has 71 ingredients, but have fun and designate a driver.
Michael Kastner, NBC.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Why do people have this faith in their government? I don't know. How'd that Obamacare thing work out for people? Because the promise was you're going to keep your doctor, keep your plan, and the average family will save $2,500 per year per family. It ended up being millions of Americans lost their doctors, millions lost their plans, and on average we're paying, 250 to 300% more for our premiums for inferior care. And over 40% of the country has one Obamacare exchange option. That didn't work out too well. And we've got to rethink how we do things. And we've got to look at things anew. $36,000 a year per student? Are you kidding me? On education?
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Are you taking steps to help protect your money from the potential impact of world war? Russia and Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. We've seen threats from Iran, and now Syria has been taken over by extremists, putting the entire region at risk. The question is, how much more international conflict can we handle? And what impacts will these conflicts have on the global economy and your retirement savings? Right now, thousands of hardworking Americans are turning to precious metals like gold and silver to help them protect their hard-earned savings. You may not be able to control these global conflicts around the world, but you can control how you diversify your money. And that's where gold and silver could help. Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. On top of that, you could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver for qualified accounts, but only while supplies last, so don't wait. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your free copy today and find out if you qualify for up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. That's 855-815-GOLD.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. UK is Sweet 16 bound. The Cats are advancing to their first Sweet 16 in 6 years after beating Illinois last night 84-75. UK will now play Tennessee for the third time this season. This one at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on Friday night. It'll be a busy week for basketball overall. Not only do the Cats play Friday, but the DCA boys will play South Oldham Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And the first round of the boys Sweet 16 tournament will have that game Wednesday night at 6 on 103.9 FM WHIR. Construction will start today on a deadly Garrett County intersection. WLEX is reporting that the construction will include adding merge lanes and turnarounds on either side of US 27 near Rocky Top and Rogers Road in Garrett County. That area has been the site of multiple fatal collisions where 3 people were killed in just a 3-month span in 2024. The project was funded by $2.6 million in federal funds, aiming to improve safety, and is expected to last through May. It begins today and will go Mondays through Fridays from 7 until 5 weekdays. The Boyle County Fiscal Court will have their regular scheduled meeting tomorrow morning. Among the items on the agenda includes updates from Boyle Jailer Brian Woodford, Recycling Director Angie Muncie on an upcoming recycling grant, and EMS Director Mike Rogers. It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Boyle County Fiscal Court. The meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. UK police has increased its security after threats were made to hospitals across the country. The American Hospital Association and Health ISAC issued an alert about a social media post they observed that made threats about a multi-city terrorist attack on hospitals. The threat claimed the terrorist group ISIS-K was actively planning simultaneous attacks on hospitals, typically those hospitals in mid-tier cities that have low security. There was no specific mention of UK, but the university says they are closely monitoring the situation. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open right here in Danville. We are seeing some sunshine as expected, high of 61. Low tonight, 42. Chance of rain showers into tomorrow. Cloudy, becoming mostly sunny, 61. Wednesday, sunny and 55. It's 9:11 in the morning right now. It's 40 degrees. Monday, the 24th day of March. Adcaster time.
Now, the Adcaster Show on WHIR. Buy, sell, trade for free. Phone lines are now open. Call 859-238-WHIR. Let her go.
Adcaster time, 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. And we'd love to have you right here on the Joe Show on the Adcaster if you have some items you want to buy, sell, swap, trade, and or give away. You can do it right here on the Adcaster. All right, we have someone that will pick up used appliances and haul them away for you. We also have someone who will mow yards. 859-324-9412. 859-324-9412. Someone wants to buy Arrowhead Collections. They want to buy 10 and 14 karat class rings, and they want to buy single and double bitted axes, it looks like it says. Single and double bitted axes. 859-624-1819. 859-624-1819. We have for sale a 1995 four-wheel drive Dodge Ram pickup. Runs good, no dents. $39.99 for it. A 1991 Dodge Shadow convertible. Runs good, no dents. $29.99 for it. And a Marlin 22 automatic rifle with a scope. $299 for it. 859-734-7031. 859-734-7031. And we have someone who wants to mow a large yard, he wants someone to mow a large yard in Harrodsburg. Well, this guy, or this lady, I don't know which one, but this person needs to call this person. So let's hook these two people up. All right, this person needs someone to mow a large yard in Harrodsburg. Their number is 859-734-9734. 859-734-9734. If they're listening, they can call this person who we literally just said a minute ago is looking to mow yards. 859-324-9412 is that number. 859-324-9412. That's an Adcaster success story. If we can get those two hooked up there. Someone who wants to mow yards, someone who needs a yard mowed. Those are the numbers. Call back if one of those is you. We'll get you the right number for you. It's 9:14 in the morning. Halftime show brought to you by the Big Deals online store. Second half's coming up next.
Big Deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android sales. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses. businesses.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Second half of the Adcaster right here on the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. And we've got a phone call in here. Good morning. You're on the Adcaster.
Good. Well, if I could talk, it'd be good, wouldn't it? Good morning, Mr. Dillon. I'm glad you're well now. I prayed for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that
You're
so much.
welcome. I am looking for land to build a house and a farm on. And, yes, I'll even take a donation. I've never been spoiled in my life. But if you want to spoil me, hey, let's go for it. My phone number is 859-319-2293. And I'm not trying to be funny. God told me to tell you that.
Thank you. All right, so you were looking for someone to build, you're looking for land to build a house and farm on.
Yes, and I prefer it to be in Tennessee. I don't want Kentucky.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Kentucky.
All right.
Kentucky's been a dud for me.
All right. 859.
Gotta move on.
859-319-2293. We got you down.
Yes. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
God bless you, brother.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. She wants land to build a house and farm on. She would prefer it to not be in Kentucky. So you got to have the land outside of Kentucky. If you happen to be that person or know someone, 859-319-2293. 859-319-2293. For sale, a black table with 4 black chairs, $75. 859-613-4465. 859-613-4465. Someone wants to buy a washer and a dryer, 859-613-4465. 859-613-4465. For sale, an iPhone 12 Pro Max and a purse, 859-613-9177. 859-613-9177. And for sale, a black side-by-side refrigerator and freezer, $150. 859-325-0927. 859-325-0927. And that's all she wrote, he wrote, and they wrote on this Monday morning edition of the Adcaster on the Joe Show. Gary Fogle, Kentucky Sports Memories, coming up next.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, their on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Hello, I'm Gary Fogle. Welcome to Kentucky Sports Memories. And this week, the story of an athlete who was a very good one you've probably never heard of.
At Watson's, we've been delivering all the family fun and relaxation to our local community for over 50 years. Our mission is to provide high-quality home recreational products and home furnishings to our customers that bring families and friends together for a break from the daily stresses of life. Shop the largest local selection of in-stock products for your home, inside and out, and get the guaranteed lowest price in the USA. Only at Watson's.
I'm always curious about the story behind athletes, especially really good athletes, and how they found their sport. Marcia Bordas was a Lexington native, grew up there, went to Lexington Lafayette High School, graduated from Lafayette in '67. So she's in her mid-70s now, and she is one of the best female golfers in Kentucky history. Matter of fact, she played in the Kentucky State Amateur 52 times. That's a record. But she didn't necessarily seek out golf as her passion. Golf sort of found her, as I discovered in our conversation.
Your parents were golfers, correct?
Exactly, they were. And, when I was about 8, they had me every year. Started at 8, they had me go to little clinics every year, for a week. But then I wouldn't do anything else with it. But, I did have the experience. And I also, when I was younger, I caddied for my mother. My mother played tournaments. And I would caddy for her. So I knew a lot about the game. But at that time, there were not that many girls that were playing. And so I looked for things to do that my friends were doing. So I was on the swim team and I played softball because that was what they were doing.
So you had no interest in golf, not that you didn't like the game, but just that your girlfriends weren't playing it.
Exactly. I didn't have anybody to do it with that I wanted to spend time with. So it did not, it just wasn't high on my list.
So, as you heard, she was exposed to the game of golf a great deal growing up because both her parents played and loved it. Yet, as she said, she had no friends playing it, so she wasn't interested. So how did she become interested and become so good? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Gary Fogle, Kentucky Sports Memories.
There you go, Gary Fogle, KSM, Kentucky Sports Memories, Mondays through Fridays on the Joe Show at this time. 9:23 in the morning, Big Daddy's got sports. Then we see what's going on in rock and roll, pop, and R&B after that.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky men's basketball has made it to the Final 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament after an 84-75 win over Illinois. Next up is the third meeting with Tennessee this Friday in Indianapolis on Z105. UK has defeated UT both times they met this year. Yesterday, the Cats held a 37-32 halftime lead and came out on fire with a 10-0 run that Kentucky finished up by hitting 11 of their first 12 shots in the second half. The Illini fought back, though, getting within 6 and the ball with a minute and a half to go in the game. Kobe Brea led the Wildcats with his career-high tying 23. Brea scored 10 straight points in one second-half stretch. The Kentucky women were not as fortunate Sunday, falling in overtime to 5th seed Kansas State, 80-79. UK missed 4 shots in the final 20 seconds of OT. K-State's Tamara Poindexter had 24 points on fantastic 8 of 15 three-point shooting plus 6 blocked shots. It's the first time that's ever happened in an NCAA tournament game. Clara Strack at UK with 22. Kentucky finishes the year at 23-8 under Kenny Brooks. The Louisville women bowed out of the NCAA tourney with an 85-70 loss to TCU Sunday. Jeff Walls' Lady Cards in the year at 22-11. TCU's Haley Van Lith, who played 102 games for U of L before entering the transfer portal, had 16 points and 10 assists for the Horned Frogs. U of L was paced by Jada Curry with 41. Danville Christian Academy makes its first ever appearance in the boys' Sweet 16 this week in Rupp Arena. DCA faces 8th region winner South Oldham Wednesday evening at 6 on Hometown Radio. Pre-game shows start around 5:45. Danville Christian is 29-3, South Oldham 29-5. Elsewhere in the men's NCAA action Sunday, Florida eliminated two-time defending champion UConn 77-75. Gators are one of 7 SEC teams remaining in the Final 16. It was Alabama 80 and St. Mary's 66, and Ole Miss 91, Iowa State 78 yesterday. Saturday, Tennessee beat Wofford 67-58, Auburn topped Creighton 82-70, and Arkansas upset St. John's 75-66. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Okay. It is 9:27 in the morning. Nope, Gary, already heard from you. Don't need to hear Kentucky sports memories a second time. Gary Fogle, KSM. He had the lady, the golfing lady on today. And we'll continue that conversation later on. But right now, let's see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B, 1960. The interesting story behind this song. Let's go ahead and give a birthday shout-out today to German singer, songwriter, actress, and comedian Nina, whose German song, 99, was it like 99 Luftballons or something? 99 Red Balloons, when she translated that to English, and it was a major hit for her. I remember playing this song for the first time years and years ago when I took over an HIR during this segment. I'd never heard of this song in my life, but apparently it was just a massive smash hit in the 80s for Nina. And I feel like if it was that big of a hit, I would have heard it, but I'd never heard it a day in my life before I played it on this show like 5 years ago. Ben Durant's in studio. Ben, what do you think about this song, 99 Red Balloons?
You've never heard this before?
I have now, but like 5 years ago, never heard of this song in my life. And I remember, actually it was Robert who came in that day. It was like, Joe, it's pronounced this way. I'm like, what is a Luftballon?
I was going to say, yeah, it's a Luftballon, not Red Balloon.
But this is the English translated version of it. She's having a birthday. That's why we're talking about her.
How old is she?
65 years old.
65 years old.
25 million records she sold. So, again, it was popular. I've just never heard of it before.
Yeah, that's a lot of records.
Most successful German singer in chart history on the pop charts was Nina. On this date, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1973, where this song went number 1 on the U.S. charts on this date, 73. The OJs with Love Train on this day, 1973. The song's lyrics of unity mention a number of countries: England, Russia, China, Egypt, and Israel, as well as the continent of Africa. The OJs on this date, 1973, went number 1. And lastly, on this date, 1977, where this group released a single from their 11th album entitled Rumors.
Little Fleetwood Mac.
Little Fleetwood Mac for you. Name of the song is Dreams. It was their first and only number 1 hit single. Stevie Nicks wrote the song in early 1976 at the Record Plant Studio in California in around 10 minutes on a day when she wasn't even required to be in the main studio.
Hard to believe that was their only number 1.
Only number 1 hit.
Because they had a lot of hits.
That's what's gone on this date, March 24th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B. Here's news. It's 9:30.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Celebrating the life of billionaire businessman, Cardinals legend, and philanthropist Junior Bridgman.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I'm not devastated right now up here on the stage, and knowing that my mentor, my confidant, my idol is never going to be able to return my calls again. It's difficult for me.
Former Portland Trailblazers coach John C. Billups among those who spoke Saturday in Louisville. Bridgman passed away earlier this month at the age of 71.
And on the outside, Tiz-tastic as they come past the 16th with Joel Rosario. It's Tiz-tastic now pulling clear from Chunk of Gold. Instant replay. Tiz-tastic on top of the Louisiana Derby.
Tiz-tastic ran down the field in the stretch to capture the $1 million Louisiana Derby Saturday and qualified for the Kentucky Derby. Tiz-tastic trained by Hall of Famer Steve Osselman, who's seeking his first Kentucky Derby victory. At Turfway Park, Final Gambit pulling off the upset and the Jeff Ruby Stakes to earn a spot in the Kentucky Derby starting gate. The Great Colt is trained by Brad Cox.
Here comes Final Gambit to the far outside, rolling home like a good thing. Check out Final Gambit and Luan Machado. They win the Jeff Ruby Stakes going away.
2 more major prep races are this Saturday, the Florida Derby, the Arkansas Derby. College basketball, round 2 of the NCAA men's tournament. Number 3, Kentucky over number 6, Illinois, 84-75. The Wildcats get number 2, Tennessee in the Sweet 16 this Friday in Indianapolis. It's the first time these 2 teams matched up in the playoffs. In the women's tournament, number 7, Louisville falling to number 2, TCU in Fort Worth, 85-70. Number 4, Kentucky falling in overtime to number 5, Kansas State, 80-79. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Brady Neves, and I'm living in Harrodsburg. I work for Christy Welch. She's been helping my family for years. She's helped my aunt with a few houses, and then my mom. She was just awesome. As a first-time home buyer, I had a ton of questions, stuff I didn't know, and she helped me every step of the way. There's not enough good things I could say. She's great herself, but I know other realtors that she's gotten there, all great people as well. Absolutely, I would recommend them.
Welch Jones Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Jones.
Last year's Retro Food City 500 was a huge success. 54 lead changes, a new record. And for 2025, we are back to the sweet spring weather of April. It's racing the way it ought to be at Bristol, baby. And now it's a triple header weekend with trucks, Xfinity, and Cup races. Better weather and more racing equals more hooting and hollering fun. It's the Food City 500 NASCAR weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, April 11 through 13, 2025.
It's Bristol, baby! Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Bull County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And the large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Bull County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
Dear Mom, I know it's hard trying to quit smoking, but I heard something new about something that might help. It's called Kentucky's Tobacco Quit Line. It's one-on-one individual counseling over the phone with someone who can help. You can talk in private and talk at times when it's convenient. Just call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Mom, one of these days I'll be graduating, and then maybe someday getting married. I want you to be there with me. Please try it. I love you, Rachel.
The Kentucky Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW. This message brought to you by your local health department.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together. and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Mike Gay here. At Essity, we're committed to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place, starting right here in Harrodsburg and Danville. We're hiring machine operators where you'll work with cutting-edge technology to produce essential products like hand towels and tissue paper. Our wages start at $20 per hour with benefits on day one and opportunity for growth. If you're a high school grad ready to make an impact, visit ESSITY.com/careers. That's Essity.com/careers.
My name is Chase Harrington, and I'm from Nicholsville, Kentucky. I've been singing for about 7 years. When I got into performance, I came to Studio G. I've been learning how to look good on stage, how to bring out my voice more in the songs that I sing, how to get confidence. I hear an immense difference in my voice compared to when I started coming here.
Studio G is the performing arts place. To learn more, call 859-734-4394. Studio G. The G stands for growth.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Hey there, Jack. Brought to you by Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving, compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open in Danville. Sunshine. We got the early morning clouds, and now we get the sunshine to boot. A high today of 61. A low tonight, 42. Tomorrow, sunshine. Kind of actually exactly like today. Start off cloudy, sunshine in the middle of the afternoon, really more so a little bit later. But starting off cloudy, sunshine. 61 the high tomorrow. Wednesday, 55. Thursday, Major League Baseball opening day. Sunshine, high of 61. If you're heading to Indianapolis on Friday for UK, Tennessee, and Indianapolis, but that place is going to be raucous.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be cooking at Lucas Oil Stadium. 72 and sunshine, the high. Small chance of rain showers in the road trip to Indianapolis there on Friday.
And if there's a lot of traffic, the Tennessee fans can just get out and, help with the road crew.
Because they already got the orange.
With their orange on,
That's a great, you got it down, Ben.
Yeah.
One of my buddies is a UK fan, but with Tennessee and Auburn playing at Rupp Arena, went to Rupp to watch some of the games. They were basically giving away UT tickets for their game at Rupp, the first round game versus Wofford. Saw someone post a screenshot, like $2 tickets for like the upper deck. The $2 to get into an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah. Did you know that 2 out of 3 students at the University of Tennessee can't actually read?
Really?
It's true.
That is a fact?
As far as you know.
Could have fooled me. I mean, it sounds factual to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he went to the game, and my buddy was wearing, he said, like, UK quarter-zip polo, but it's not like he was being flamboyantly UK, He was cheering for Wofford. He said a Wofford hit a shot, and he just kind of clapped. Didn't stand up, didn't yell, "Go Terriers," just, hey, way to go, Wofford. He said, and a Tennessee fan 2 rows in front of him, or 3 rows in front of him, stood up and turned around.
Oh, yeah.
Said, "Hey, buddy, don't you have enough money to go watch your own team?" And he said you could tell he wanted to fight. Like he wanted. He's like, and I'm a grown man with a daughter, and just trying to watch basketball.
I'm too old to fight like a child.
He's like, so he said they don't play. UK didn't play till tomorrow. It's not like I'm missing their game to be here.
Right.
And he said the Tennessee fan wasn't even. He's not like he was drunk. He said he was just drinking a bottle of water the entire game. He was just like, Tennessee fans are awful.
So he was just born that way.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
And it's going to be I would not want to go to the game Friday because I'm afraid somehow my ticket would be placed in the Tennessee section and I don't want to get knocked out, punched in the back, sucker punched or something. But it's going to be wild there. And can you imagine if Kentucky beats Tennessee for a third time and again keeps them away from a chance at a Final Four, which Tennessee has never been to in school history, never been to a Final Four?
I will giggle like a schoolgirl.
Yeah. Yeah, so that it's going to be a fun game. Friday, 7:39 is the tip-off time.
Too much orange.
Way too much.
Have you ever been to Neyland Stadium?
I'm not. No. Now, I've been.
I mean, you kind of have, like, if you get a chance to go, you need to go, just because it's Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's quite impressive. Man, that's a lot of orange.
I have been in downtown Knoxville.
Yeah.
And it's a lot like downtown Lexington, where, like, everything in downtown Lexington in some points is painted blue.
Yeah.
It's all orange in downtown Knoxville. It's like, it's nauseating. There's orange. Tennessee orange is everywhere. Sidewalks and business windows and flags and lights. I mean, it's orange. Everything's orange there.
None of the businesses have names painted in them. They just have, like, a picture of what it is.
Yes. Yeah. Because they can't read, right?
That's right. Sandwich. Sandwich on window.
Yeah.
Me eat sandwich.
It's going to be fun. Friday night, 7:39 tip-off. All right, to make this segment official, here's Jim Parman.
The following is a paid program.
See, now we officially enter the segment.
Did you know that Tennessee fans are direct descendants from Neanderthals?
Or what?
Direct descendants from Neanderthals.
No.
They didn't go through the rest of the progression, just straight from Neanderthal to Tennessee fan.
Gosh, got anything else?
Just knuckle dragging. That's what they're doing.
We know how Ben feels about Tennessee fans. Hey,
yeah,
Ben,
you want to talk about Ohio State?
Ben, your brother's team, Dr. Eric Garant, his favorite. He's a Louisville fan.
Yes,
and they had a good 40-minute ride in the tournament.
They did.
They played 2 20-minute halves, and then they went home.
You know, people ask me why he's a Louisville fan. The only conclusion that I can come up with is either major head trauma, or he didn't get enough hugs as a kid.
Is that what it is?
It's one or the other.
Ben's he's on a roller coaster. He's rolling right now.
I'm telling you.
He's chock full of these zingers.
I'm just engaged with the world around me this morning.
What's in that soda bottle you got? Ben brought in a water that just continuously bubbles. It looks like some sort of science experiment.
It is.
It's not stopped bubbling since he's brought it in.
It's really fancy. It's carbonated water.
Yeah, and it has not stopped carbonating.
Yeah,
it knows its role.
It comes from my SodaStream machine.
Continuous carbonation with this thing.
And I tend to overcarbonate because I like it real bubbly.
Yeah. You like the burn.
Real bubbly.
You like the burn when it goes down. It's like Sprite without with the sugar.
That's right.
It's just plain Sprite.
It's like Sprite without the taste.
All right, go ahead and take a drink. That would make me. I don't want to get too grotesque. That would make me belch the entire segment. I don't know how you're drinking a carbonated beverage and not belching while you're on the air talking.
I'm a grown-up. That's why I learned to manage that a long time ago.
All right, Ben, what do we got going on at the Gathering Place? What's up at the Gathering Place this
Sarcasm. Lots of sarcasm.
Ain't that the truth?
No, we're excited about the weather finally changing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's nice to have the sun out and painting that sky nice, pretty blue. We're excited to have spring on the way, so we can maybe get outdoors a little bit and have some fun. I know our Adult Day Healthcare is taking a trip this week.
Okay, where are they going?
They are going to Somerset.
Oh, Somerset.
What's
going on in Somerset?
Yeah. They're going to. There's a store down there that they all really like. They like to just kind of go and piddle and shop. But the real, I think the real reason is Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, yeah, Mellow Mushroom Pizza.
Yeah.
You can find your places to eat in Somerset. There's no shortage of restaurants there. At all.
Or traffic lights.
Yeah.
I'm at like 942.
Hey, they got them numbered. Which light are you at? Oh, I'm 34 lights in front of you.
Yeah.
Just keep on going straight, and you'll eventually make it to where I am.
Just keep going.
So going to Somerset. What about you said that's the Adult Day Healthcare or the senior?
Adult Day Healthcare is doing that.
Okay. How's Meals on Wheels going?
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's busy. We're still in the 120s, just plugging right along, staying pretty steady. I think we've got we still have some questions about ultimately what funding's going to look like for the upcoming fiscal year, which will start in July.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just part of the process. We never really truly know for sure what the funding picture is going to be until around then. Anyway, it's just one of those things where it's kind of hurry up and wait. You have to get all your documentation and things in for Title III funding and other funding sources and things like that. So there's a waiting period to just kind of sit and worry, frankly, about what the funding situation is going to look like. But
there you go.
We're in a position where it shouldn't be problematic. I don't really anticipate things taking a real hit right now. I know there are a lot of folks out there that are in the Medicare and Medicaid world that are terrified about what potentially may happen with their coverage being called into question. So I think that's way too far up the vine for that to have really any impact on us this coming fiscal year. So that's a good thing, and hopefully in the long run it won't have any impact on us at all.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you have any questions, let's say you're a senior, you want to get involved in the senior activities, this is important for seniors, especially for those individuals older age who they need that extra social aspect, right? Sometimes maybe the social life could be lacking for them, and this is super important, just socially speaking, to have the seniors get together and be able to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. That peer-to-peer interaction is important. It helps combat loneliness, and when you're not lonely, you're happier, and when you're happier, you're healthier. So it's all kind of interconnected in ways we don't understand. But the fact of the matter is that we are social creatures, and we thrive in a social environment.
Yeah. And then adult day health care as well. Ben, tell us how things are going with that. I've got a sneeze coming on, so I'll let you take over.
Things are going great.
Okay, it went away.
Okay.
I'm still going to let you take over.
All right. Well, thank you. Ben, go ahead. Thank you very much.
I promise I won't talk a lot. Ben, it's your turn.
Yeah. Go ahead, anytime. I won't interrupt you or talk over you.
How's the adult day health care going?
It's going great. We've got a great group of people back there, both client-wise and staff-wise. And I'm telling you, they're just back there having so much fun, they can't stand it.
Yeah, when you think about adult day health care, what do you think the ultimate goal is for, like, what do you want your clients when they come to adult day health care to experience and feel on a day-to-day basis? What's the ultimate goal?
Well, first of all, we want them to feel safe and comfortable and relaxed, which they do. Our staff does a great job of fostering that environment. We also want to make sure that we're doing things to kind of focus on improving their quality of life. So, for example, we've had folks in the past that came into the program really nonverbal, and after some time in the program, they've been able to express themselves through a handful of words. And I think that's honestly where they're just around a large group of people and they're hearing things and picking things up. So we always want to make sure that at the onset of somebody coming in as client that we have goals in mind. That may be better reading comprehension. It may be focusing on boundary issues. It may be focusing on hygiene. Really any number of things that you and I may take for granted that we just do. Some folks really struggle in those areas. That's why we've talked about the store, haven't we?
Yes.
That's why the store is such a great thing. That's why I keep bringing that up as an example, because it's a fun activity that actually creates experience with real life skills. And so you're talking about handling money and handling it responsibly.
Yes. Yeah. And in this case, it's points, right? But isn't that what they get, points?
Yeah.
But the points you translate into money, right? I mean, the points. You can buy stuff with the number of points you have. So if you have 100 points and this costs 50, how much do you have left? What else can you buy? Well, you can't buy something that's 101 points if you only have 100. So
true.
So all that is a good learning process for those individuals in adult day health care, and get a taste of the real world while they're there as well. So it's good stuff, good learning things going on. Meals on Wheels, again, if you're a senior over the age of 60 and you believe you may qualify for Meals on Wheels to have a fresh meal delivered to your house every weekday, Monday through Friday, Ben, call the center and can get the ball rolling that way?
Yeah, you can give us a call at 859-236-2070. And we can give you the phone number to the ADRC, which is the Aging Disability Resource Center, or you can contact them directly at...
Get the number right now?
866-665 7921.
And you've talked about how the way they kind of prioritize, they literally give you a priority score.
Yeah.
And I guess the higher it is, the more likely you are to be added to the list of the Meals on Wheels.
The higher the number, the more dire the need.
Yeah. So if you feel like you're involved, some of the things that they look for, Ben, if I can understand correctly, and you've talked about this before, are you able to get out? Are you able to drive?
Right.
How often do you get out of the house? What's your physical health look like? Can you walk? Can you see? Things like that.
Like if you're driving to Walmart, then you're not going to be eligible.
Yeah. If you can get out and drive yourself to Walmart and get your own groceries, then
yeah. But if you have no transportation, you have no help with groceries, you can't prepare food safely, that sort of thing, then that's kind of a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
If you have macular degeneration and can't see to safely prepare a meal, that's a problem. So that's a good example there of somebody that would really almost immediately qualify.
859-236-2070 is the phone number to a gathering place. If you have any questions, again, about the senior side of things, senior activities, the adult day health care side of things, or Meals on Wheels, or maybe you want to volunteer. They're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
They'd love to have you come out and volunteer. 859-236-2070. 9:50 in the morning, Ben Garant is on here this morning, and he's got a true-false quiz to answer. Coming up next.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Water and electricity, two things that make our lives easier and better. But as valuable as each one is, together they can be deadly. Water is a conductor of electricity, and if you're standing in water or wet while using an electrical appliance, you could be shocked or electrocuted. Keep all electrical appliances away from water and make sure your hands are dry when using appliances. For more information, contact your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Your next career is waiting for you Thursday as the Danville, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, and Lincoln Chambers, along with Develop Danville, are all sponsoring a huge job fair this Thursday, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies and organizations have jobs in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, and many more. They'll be on hand needing workers. Z105 will be broadcasting live 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during the huge job fair 10 to 2 this Thursday in Danville at the showroom, Lebanon Road, and Danville Bypass.
Dunn's Barbecue, offering chicken wings. You asked for them, we got them. Barbecue, buffalo, Creole Parmesan, breaded or naked, as well as our famous pulled pork barbecue, brisket, grilled chicken, ribs, homemade sides, located in Harrisburg at 726 K Run. So call 734-3675 for your free delivery to Danville, Harrisburg, or Bergen. Dunn's Barbecue is open Tuesday through Saturday, located on Kane Run in Harrisburg, and for free delivery, takeout, and dine-in.
Some love him and some hate him. But everybody listens to Sean Hannity weekdays at 3 and Saturdays at 10 on AM 1230 WHIR.
Hey, 9:53 in the morning, 41 degrees here in Danville, Monday, the 24th day of March. And Ben Garant is in studio with us this morning, and we're going to give him a true-false quiz. I actually had loaded up another song to play as the...
That was Drops of Jupiter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd loaded up another song to play as the bump music. Train.
There you go.
Do you want to hear the song I'd loaded up to be
Yes.
our bump music? I don't know why. This one was just stuck in my head, so this was going to be our bump music coming in if I'd remembered.
Why?
It's stuck in my head. Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. It's just stuck in my head, so
I can honestly say nobody's ever looked at me and said, you know what you make me think of?
The Magical Mystery Tour.
Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles.
By the way, this is apparently like amongst Beatles fans, this is regarded as like a horrible album, and I don't know why. I think it's really good. I think they recorded it for a movie, and so like they feel like it's not like a legitimate Beatles studio album. I don't really know what the deal is with it. I've tried to figure it out, but Beatles snobs are like, that's not a good album. I seem to think it is. All right, but here we go. Little true-false action. Now, you let me off the hook last week.
I did.
But not this week.
Not this week. No, sir.
Put myself on camera here first.
Or false?
Focus. I was focused. I was locked in.
Laser focused.
The jellyfish. All right, here we go. Little true-false action for you, Ben.
Alrighty.
Question number 1.
Number 1.
True or false? Bananas grow upside down.
True.
True or false? You're going true? Absolutely correct, Ben. Bananas grow toward the sun, resulting in an upward curve that makes them appear upside down compared to most fruits.
Actually, they're growing right side up. That's the way they're supposed to grow. We just hold them upside down.
There you go.
We're at fault there.
So, like,
see, we're so arrogant. Humans are so arrogant.
We think that we determine
the world
way
revolves
things,
around
yeah,
us. The banana says, nay.
I'm growing the other way. Why are you holding me upside down?
All
the blood is rushing to my head
down
when you eat me. Number 2.
They got weird.
The human brain stops developing after the age of 25. After 25, your receptors get busted. True or false?
Well,
does your brain stop developing after 25? What do you think? Do you think we have a fully developed brain after we turn 25?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could develop. It depends on in what context you say develop. I mean, is it creating new material, mass? I don't know. Is it creating more receptor pathways, thereby, developing? I'm going to say it continues to develop because you can develop those pathways.
You're going false. Absolutely correct, Ben.
Logic to that one out.
Unfortunately, I reached my peak at 25. I am actually undeveloping.
Yeah, 14.
My brain is getting dumber.
Yes.
While major brain development slows around 25, the brain continues to change, adapt, and form new neutral connections.
There you go.
Yeah. You're 2 for 2. Question number 3, man. Some spiders can glide through the air.
God, I don't even want to think about it.
Gliding spiders. Gliders. You can hear your bubbly as you hold it up to the microphone. That's water. That's not even a soda. Listen to that. Sounds like a sizzling steak.
It's delicious. Yeah, it's meat water. It tastes like steak.
Do you think spiders can glide through the air?
I know they can give the appearance of gliding through the air on tiny little filaments of spider web. So in that respect, I guess they do glide through the air. So yes.
Absolutely correct, man. Certain spiders,
God,
like
I hate spiders.
Selenop spider, can glide or steer through the air by spreading their legs.
Let's move on. I don't even want to think about them.
Question number 4.
I'm that disgusted by them.
Spiders. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a question.
You're such a jerk.
The Atlantic Ocean, saltier than the Pacific Ocean. Have you gone to both oceans and drank it, Ben? Can you tell me? Is the Atlantic Ocean saltier? You ever been to the Pacific?
No,
I haven't either.
Actually, no. Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, which one is one saltier, I guess? Is the Atlantic Ocean saltier than the Pacific?
I think it is.
Absolutely correct, Ben. The Atlantic Ocean generally has a higher salt content due to, in part, to evaporation rates, rainfall patterns, and river inputs.
Then there's the Dead Sea,
which is super. You
salty.
Can't even swim in it. It's just you float to the top.
That's right.
And then, Ben, question number 5. All we have time for today is 5, because this song is playing. True or false? Carrots were originally purple.
It's true.
Absolutely correct, Ben. The first cultivated carrots were purple, yellow, or white. Orange carrots were later bred in the 17th century in the Netherlands. Ben, you are 5 for 5, which I can't read. That is too small for my eyes. What does that make you? 5 for 5.
53 for 60.
53 for 60. for Ben Grant at the Gathering Place. Ben, appreciate you being on.
You got it. We'll see you next week.
There's that sad music again. That means my time has come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Monday morning, and I hope it made the start to your work day just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with you tomorrow morning, dark and early, on Danville's one-stop shop for local news, local events, and local voices. The Joe Show, AM 1230 and the brand new 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Until then, God bless. Have a great, fun, and safe Monday afternoon as Curtis McPeak's Home Sweet Home leads us home sweet home. What are you smiling about? What are you laughing about?
I don't know.
Ben, Kentucky Sports Radio is
coming up next.
Coming up next.
This is the talk of the town.